There we go. Been about a minute. Alright. Hey guys. Oh, thanks for the sub, Mr. Malouk. It's already been 3 months. Wow. That's crazy. No, you're right. You're absolutely right about that. Yeah, chill times for sure. Alright, let's go ahead and switch into game view in just a little bit. Ready? 3, 2, 1, and bop. We're starting out in the skeleton spawner today just because this is where I was yesterday. I spent some time around here. I renovated it quite a bit because I was just the tiniest bit bored. It looks very different around here now, so that's exciting. Looking nice. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I tried my best for it. Here, let's switch into F5 view just because it's awkward. Out of F5 view just because it's awkward doing that in this small of a space. Plans for today is I want to work on my house a bit more because we've not been doing a lot with that recently. Here, let's just take care of these real quick and then we'll be heading right on back out to Stonk City. Again, sorry that we're in kind of an odd spot. I just kind of ended up here, I guess, yesterday. Let's go ahead and we'll leave the bones here. I'm not planning on using them today, so, you know. Joe's been taking up 100% of your build bandwidth. He really has. And as much as we love Joe, you know, Joe is a good fellow, a good lad. I'd like to spend a little bit of time doing something else. So yeah, today we're going back to the housework because it's looking a lot better now, but still got a lot of work to do. So yeah, house building. Oh, chat. I just commit to doing large projects, and then it turns out that large projects take time, and then I have to spend other time doing things with that, but that's fine. Is there a wandering trader out here? Hello. Hello, friend. I don't have any emeralds on me, or else I would get some gunpowder from you, but I hope you have a lovely day. The llamas are hoping I don't have a lovely day. Thanks for that, llamas. I appreciate your utter disdain for me constantly. You know, sometimes it's just really nice to know that there's someone out there who just completely hates your guts. So, yeah. Thanks, llamas. I wish all the wandering traders a very lovely evening. Pretty much. I hope they do have a lovely evening, you know? I hope they just have a good time. Whee! I don't feel like I talk about my absolute love of the elytra enough. Like I've only had an elytra for a few weeks at this point, I think, but just already it's so important to me. Just so very important. Joe is looking absolutely fantastic though. Like, look at him. Look at our boy. Well, obviously we can't right now because I'm flying, but look at our boy. He's looking pretty clean. He's looking very nice. Hey, Joe. Hey, boy. Hey, friend. Sorry, my mic's a bit low, just adjusting there. Okay, there we are. Sup? Joe says, I am a giant skeleton, and I will continue to be thus. And I think that that's so great for Joe. I hope that Joe just gets that to work for him. But let's talk house building. So, house has been, you know, coming along pretty well. Obviously, we've got, like, the start of the giant webs around here. But what I want to do today is really focus on the roof and then the, like, decorative sides. Because we got the stairs to go around the bottom, and that's, you know, giving it some depth, but we need to put in the interim layers for the second and third floors. Joe is living his truth. Joe is living his truth. Joe is living his best truth. And I think that we should all admire Joe for that. Because Joe's just a good friend. Joe's just a good lad. A good lad, as it were. Let's drop that off. Not planning to use it too much today, but chat, we all know I'll probably just end up picking it back up again later. Like, why did I put this away? For the roof, let's go ahead and check on the netherwort. Netherwort is very important to the building of roof. I've been around this area quite a bit, so it should be pretty much ready to harvest. Yeah, there's a few little stragglers, but I think we should just be good to harvest. Let us harvest the netherwort. Ooh, are you guys liking the jazzy vibes for today? Because I found this playlist like, I found it like 3 minutes before we started, and I went, yes, jazz. Yes, we must listen to the jazz. I like jazz. It's one of America's great contributions to art. So chat, I know someone who's like a super, like very super duper into jazz, very much, like is a jazz player, jazz musician kind of person. It's a little rainy where I'm working right now and the jazz is just perfect. Yeah. All the vibes. Yeah, so this person I know is always like, jazz is one of America's like great contributions to like music and art and stuff. And it's really interesting because a lot of people from outside of America don't necessarily understand jazz the same way. And it's just interesting to hear them talk about it. I don't know how much that's true. Like I don't know that I've ever sat down with someone who wasn't from the States and said, hey, so do you feel that you have a good understanding of jazz as compared to like a bunch of Americans? Like that's not really something I've ever asked. But, I don't know, maybe I should. Maybe I should just go up to someone and be like, hello, I've heard it theorized that jazz is difficult for people who are not from America to understand in the same way. Would you care to express your opinion on that? And then they'll probably just be like, what? I mean, I guess I really don't know how people feel about, like, about how people outside of America feel about jazz. I mean, again, it's not like I've ever asked them. Jazz is just such a... On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your understanding of jazz? Pretty much. That's what I will do. I will just go out and I'll say, hey, you want to talk about jazz? But more specifically, how you feel your understanding of it is impacted by not being from the United States of America? Please talk to me. That just feels a little bit off, but sure, whatever. Okay, so if I recall correctly, last time I left this roof, I made a mistake. Not a serious mistake or anything, but just I left off in a section where it wouldn't be easy to tell where to pick back up again. And I think it was right over here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, if I knew more about jazz music theory, I'd make a joke about music scale, improvising the scale or something. Ooh, I think it's like the D minor scale, or like the Phrygian scale that people usually use for jazz. I know that Phrygian is a big jazz mode. Phrygian is, okay, so chat, let's talk about music theory a little bit. I took a music theory class a few years ago and thus am now probably a snob about it. So in music, there are things that we call modes, and it kind of has a big effect on like the tone of the music and how that all sounds and whatever. And so the way that I remember the modes is I use the method of it's kind of weird, chat. You can go either by starting at the like Aeolian. Wait, no, Aeolian is minor. Ionian scale. Ionian is major, and then just adding a certain number of flats or sharps or whatever and running from there. I like to use the method where you change the tonic. The tonic is like the base note of the scale. So like the classic A, B, C, D, etc. kind of thing. So the way that I remember the modes, and I'm sorry if this doesn't make sense to you, but I remember the modes by which note each mode would start on to be played entirely on the white keys of a piano. So Ionian is the C scale. If you can play the C scale all the way up and down without a single like sharp or flat, and it sounds major. So Ionian is the major scale. After that we've got Phrygian. No, not Phrygian, Dorian. Why I'm mixing up Phrygian and Dorian. Dorian is the jazz scale. Yeesh, you'd think I'd know this by now. So yeah, you've got Dorian, which that one starts on D. You can play the white notes of the D scale all the way up and down. That's Dorian. To be honest, I feel like I'm falling, but if you ask me to repeat it, might not be comprehensible. Well, I guess we'll just keep chatting about it then, and hope it makes some sort of sense. Yeah, so Dorian is the D scale. All white keys starting on a D, that is a Dorian scale. Then we get to Phrygian. Phrygian is the E scale, so white notes all the way up and down from an E. That is Phrygian, and Phrygian is not used super often in a lot of things, but I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I think that Phrygian is an underrated mode. It's just so pretty, just Dorian. Sorry, not Dorian, Phrygian. Then we get to Lydian. That's the F one. So, okay, and chat, I guess I should explain more than just like the names and what they come from. So, the two major modes are Ionian and Aeolian. Ionian is the like C scale, like white keys all the way up and down. Aeolian is the A. So if you like went on A, Aeolian is also more colloquially known as the minor scale. So if you ever hear about people talk about like major or minor, major is the Ionian mode. Okay, I knew I did something with that. Then minor is the Aeolian mode. So just bear that in mind. That's a little bit important. Whee! Whew, I was worried I'd get my cobwebs in that. And the reason why I bring this up is because every one of the other modes sounds like it's either major or minor. So it sounds like a playoff of either Ionian or Aeolian. So Dorian and Phrygian sound like they come from the Aeolian scale. Lydian and Mixolydian sound like they come from the Ionian scale. And then Locrian sounds kind of Aeolian, but Locrian is weird, and we'll get to that in a second. Okay, so we left off at Lydian, which is the F scale. It's got a raised fourth. Hey, Dark Gamers! Hey, welcome! We're having a chat about music modes, if that's something you're interested in. Welcome, it's good to see you around. How's your day going? Hope you are feeling well. I like that you said no need to worry, it is me, I'm here, because, I don't know, just one entrance. Just the confidence, I love it. It's very good. I knew I had some steps around here, okay. Steps, we're talking about music, okay. So, okay, where did we leave off? Ionian, Lydian, Mixolydian, sound major. My worries have all faded away, yay! My worries have all faded away too, so, we're feeling pretty good out here. Feeling alright. Oh, and then, Aeolian, Dorian, Phrygian, and kinda Locrian sound minor, so, that's chill, fun, funky, fresh times. Why did we get on the subject of music modes? Jazz! We were talking about jazz and the Dorian scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. I've got some thoughts for what we're gonna do for this. I should grab some scaffolding, huh? We're talking about jazz and jazz scales, and Dorian is like the jazz scale, and then modes start happening, and what can I say? I'm a bit of a music theory nerd. Just a little bit. I don't have like the music theory nerd mindset, like everything music theory. It's just kind of, hey, music theory is sort of cool, you know what I mean? But yeah. Okay, so chat, what I'm planning to do with the steps in here, let's scooch that. So what I want to do on the like layers between the levels, because there's a ceiling and a floor level, then that means that we can get kind of creative. So here, I'll just do like a little demonstration here. What I want to do is a little that thing, not like that. It needs to be facing forward. Cease, desist, stop, please. Hold on, like that. See, so then it's gonna like, it's like the bottom step one, but more. And I think it'll look cool. But we're not gonna do it there because we need to do it on levels 8 and 9. So let's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we gotta do it on this level and the one above it. We are going to start... Yeah, we'll start right here. I've immediately forgotten how to do things. So that's fun. Yeah, hope you guys are vibing though. I'm just doing, you know, we've been working on Joe so much the past few days. I haven't had a lot of time to do my, you know, like classic just house building stuff. So I hope that's chill. But I hope that worked on the bottom side, but I can't really check from here. So we'll figure that out eventually, I guess. Yeah, I like what you mentioned it was raining near where you were earlier, Mr. Mook, and it's also kind of rainy here, and that's nice. I like rainy days. That's actually one of my favorite parts of like the whole like autumn aesthetic, is just how rainy and cold and dismal it is. It sounds kind of weird, but I like the cold, dark, and wet. It's just how it be. Oh, I don't like scaffolding. I hope it worked on the bottom. We'll have to fix it later if it didn't, but rip. I like that we're just doing casual house building and then there's just like a big old skeleton man over there. I think that probably just describes the entire Mayor's Paradise aesthetic. You know, sometimes we're just chilling and building houses, and then sometimes there's giant skeletons looking over us, and we're getting mysterious notes from people who seem to know too much about weird places in the ruins, you know? I like a little mystery chat. Rainy day with warm tea? Yes, that is ideal. And just like being able to, I don't wear like sweaters a lot because I overheat pretty easily, but I wear a lot of like zip up hoodies. I think that it's just a chill fun time. This is probably gonna look a little weird, but I'm just gonna put it here for now, and then if it does look weird, we'll deal with that later. I got one more distance out of that. Yeah, maybe I should mess with this whole area a little bit. I'm not loving the slabs thing, even though I did that because, you know, roof stuff. But yeah, no, rainy day with warm tea. That's just like the ideal day, really. Just good, like a good... Okay, I'm a bit of a... I'm very picky about my tea because I'm picky about most things. And for like most teas, I think the flavor's a bit off. Like, it smells really good always, and then it just tastes like a watered down version of the smell, and I'm like, So pretty much, I like mint tea a lot, because I feel like mint tea does not disappoint me. Mint tea always just maintains the same strength as the smell does, and that's very nice. But I'm also weak, so I have to drink it as like a milk tea. Hey! Yo! 69.4. Oh, is it like close to 69 420? Are you perhaps close to the funny number, Mr. Malouk? Mayhaps? Possibly? Oh, look at that. Teen sweater weather is nice. Oh, yeah. Oh, 68.4k. Okay. I was like, Mr. Malouk, if you got to a funny number without announcing it, I would have been a little bit upset with you. You're so too close to the funny number? Yeah. You're like 1,000 points away from the funny number. Which theoretically you should get there at some point. Probably maybe today? I don't know how channel points work. Oh, chat. Okay, but like look at how clean that looks once we get the siding on it. Like, I don't know, rest of the house it's all right but kind of boring, but once you get the detailing in there, that looks good. What's the funny number? 69 420. That is the very, very funny number. It is pretty amusing. I had more steps on me. Actually, I've even got a stone cutter here so I can make more steps. Why was I headed back? We don't need to know the reasoning behind my thought process. Why? Oh, it's funny because 69 is... oh gosh, you're gonna make me explain it. 420 is funny because it's the police code for marijuana in the States. 69 is funny because, sex. I don't like talking about why it's funny. I just like knowing that it's funny. I just like being aware that it's funny. I like just being like, haha, yes, that is funny. It's about the humor. Yeah, it's a bit like, It's like humor, but at what cost? It's like, I like having numbers that are funny, but then when we think about why numbers are funny, yeah, it's just internet funny number, that's all. That's all. It is simply funny because internet has declared it to be funny number, and therefore it is funny. Why am I even using scaffolding? I could just do this by standing on the side and doing it that way, but oh well. I don't get it, but I really don't want to. Yeah, I agree with that. I actually also kind of don't want to get it. Just thinking about it. I like knowing that it's funny, but that's about all I want. Hold on, did I mess that one up? On the plus side, I did not mess it up. On the less plus side, I fell down. I have fallen. Help, I've fallen and I can't get up. Oh no, chat. Do I need to call life alert? I have fallen and I cannot get up. Except, wait, hold on. Hold on, I just got up. This may be a little awkward, because it turns out I actually definitely could get up. So maybe you guys, like, don't need to call anyone for me. Maybe we'll just keep chilling around here if that's alright with you guys. Yeah. Internet humor can be really funny, and then sometimes you learn why it's funny, and then you're like, I do not wish for that to be the way that it is. It's the internet, though. What can you do? We just kind of gotta laugh through the pain. Or as I've heard it called before, like pogging through the pain. We just gotta pog through the pain. Is it getting dark? It's getting dark. Like my humor. I mean, honestly, I didn't plan that right. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, my humor is kind of dark. Like, not super dark, not the most dark ever. But at the same time, consider a lot of the things that I've, like, done or found funny here on Mayor's Paradise. Like, just thinking about it, humor may be a bit more darker than I thought. Okay, but consider, here I am saying, like, oh, my humor's kind of dark, and then also consider me literally laughing at, like, 4 beds in a row. Oh, Dark Gamers, I don't think I've ever demonstrated that to you. I don't think you've ever experienced the grand wonder that is, bed. Here, let me just show you, because it's really, really kind of amusing, I think. Okay. So basically, here's the deal. You see these buildings, these tenements out here? I really shouldn't go in them, because for some reason, when I was making them, tenements are, they're like high impact housing. It fits like as many people in as small an area as possible, with like really bad conditions and stuff, but when I was building this place, somehow it just became really, really funny to me. Okay, ready? Watch this. I don't know why, but 4 beds in a row like this. I'm leaving. But I was out there. I'm just putting 4 beds in every single room. And it just about nearly like made me pass out from laughter. Because I know, chat, just, 4 beds in a tiny room is funny for some reason. It's just kind of humorous, as it were. Can I make it? Sometimes I can MLG properly. But yeah, so that is the legacy of bed. Because, you know, my sense of humor is really weird. Oh gosh, then there was the time that I was like using my elytra to like smack into Joe's head through his spine column. Yeah, I think, thinking about it, my humor may be more oddball than dark. But chat, what do you expect me to do? It was 4 whole beds in a room. Oof. And to this day, I don't know why. I don't know what it is that it does to me. But it's just very funny for some reason. It is like a funny number, except it is funny room location. But oh well. Oh well, let's just build this house. Let's chat. I'm okay, after I run out of stairs here, we're gonna go look at it again because it just looks so much prettier with the side paneling. This wouldn't be paneling. This is I don't know, all I know is that like adds depth to the whole experience. It makes it goes from a box to a thing. I come and stream the mayor's hyperventilating. Glad some things never change. Well, you don't understand, point blank. I went in the room with the beds. Oh, it looks so much nicer this way. It looks so much nicer. Like, look at that. Oh, just clean. Like the rest of the house, like sure it works. It's a house, I guess. But have you considered? Just look how much it looks so much more like an actual building. I always hear Enderman noises around here. Like around this spot specifically, but I've never where's the Enderman? I don't understand. Like I know I've got an Enderman in a boat in that yellow house, but but what is up with the rest of them though? You need to start Among Us so you'll get so many viewers. I know okay, I do like legitimately want to play Among Us. I think it'd be really fun to do on stream. Cause I like Among Us a lot, and I'd hazard to guess to say that I'm like kinda good at it. Not like god tier, but like good enough that I can do things. But it's just scary finding people to play with. That's my main problem, chat. That's my downfall. I feel like I can do the things fairly okay, but I cannot do the networking things. I cannot do the hey, I would like to talk with you and do things on stream or play with you kind of stuff, you know? It's just kind of scary. I need more I need more stone, and I know I can get some. It's in the chest room up here. No, but I do legitimately want to play Among Us. I just, oof. Quimby Court Among Us one. Oh, that could be fun. Like, instead of doing it as like a stream thing, we could just play together as like Quimby Court one day. That is a good idea, point blank. Are you talking about voice chat? Oh, you mean, so if Quimby Court is what you're confused about, so I have a Discord server that you can join if you want to. It is called Quimby Court, not Quimby Corn, gosh. And the link is just like in my bio, just in the first like one of the description. So if you want to join, that you can, but if you don't want to, no pressure. We all gang up on gold. Oh, bless. We all just kill gold so many times. Gosh. But yeah, no, I don't think it would be bad to do like a just Discord wide Among Us night just as like a fun thing. Join for sure. Oh, thanks. Hope to see you there. It's like 90% frog memes, honestly. Because what can I say? The frog memes are top tier, mostly courtesy to Point Blank. So but thank you, Point Blank, for the frog memes constantly. Chat just looks so much better with that. Like, that is a building. It's like this is a It's like a box. That is a building. It's just so, so clean, so nice. I like the, okay, I do kind of like the little like patio lamp effect that the glowstone gives here, so I may have to figure out a way to keep that. I was considering changing the blocks there, like the slabs there to blocks, but I like the effect. But yeah, Quimby Cord Among Us nights could be really fun, actually. I will murder you all because I am actually like, I have a kill instinct. Let's just say that. Let's just put it out right there. I have a kill instinct. It's like I don't know what it is that comes over me, but hold on. I don't know what it is that comes over me, but when I'm imposter, I just kind of kill. Like, I see people. Have I told you the story? I may have told the story. I tell lots of stories several times over. But I was playing Among Us with some friends this one time. And there'd been this guy who was killed first every single round. No matter what was going on, he just always got killed first for some reason. And it was really sad. It was tragic. To the point where we all just kind of agreed, like, hey, next round, whoever's imposter, don't kill this person. Because they haven't gone to play for, like, literal hours, probably. And so we started the game, and I was imposter, chat. It was me. I was the imposter. But I was walking around, and then I walked into a room, and I saw a person. I just tunnel vision, went over my options, like, oh, I don't think there are people nearby. I think I can probably get away with this. Kill. Only to realize once the first meeting got called that was the person that we had all agreed not to kill. And I went, ooh. That's not ideal. It's like we all agreed, like, yeah, we need to let this person play. We'll just give them, like, a free pass if you're the imposter. Kill. Just kill instinct. It's like, you know, in, like, cartoons and stuff when, like, a bull's eyes go red or something, and it's just, like, filled with anger. That was me. That is me whenever I see an opportunity to kill a person in Among Us. To be fair, I guess I also kind of have the kill instinct in real life. Not... Okay, chat, disclaimer. I don't kill people. I think killing people is actually very wrong. But if we're, like, happening to, like, do play fighting or something, then let me tell you, I will beat you into the ground because I will. You know? It's just a fact of life that sometimes you beat people up. You joined, yay! I will wave to you once stream is over. I don't usually I like to pay attention to you guys when I'm here, but afterwards I will say hello. I will greet you. That's nice, thank you. I know, Dark Gamers, would Discord Among Us nights be something that you would be interested in? It's getting dark. Cause I don't know, I like Among Us. I like playing Among Us with people. I didn't really get my Among Us fix out. I really want to play Phasmophobia with you. Malouk, Sai, Sally, and the gang. It'd be amazing to go hunting with the Quimby Cord, knowing how interesting your game presence is. Oof. I've never played Phasmophobia, actually. Like, I know that it's been pretty big recently, but I just myself have, like, never done it. That was a clean MLG. Just gonna point that out. That was a pretty clean MLG. How would I react? Because from what I've seen of, like, Phasmophobia, like, gameplay and stuff, you get hunted a lot by the ghosts, and ooh, that would be really interesting, actually, because I don't know, chat, because yes, I have the kill instinct and everything, but if I'm being hunted, then I just am very afraid constantly. It's terrifying and hilarious to play with friends and stuff. I really think you'd like it. I should try it then, probably, because I do love, like, ghost things and, like, spooky stuff, so that does sound very nice. What's the game? Oh, Phasmophobia is what we're talking about. It's a game where you are, like ghost hunters, and you have to go into people's, like, houses and abandoned buildings and stuff, and try to identify, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You have to try and identify what the ghost is by just clues and, you know, knowledge of ghosts and being like, oh, well, we found like spirit orbs here. So that, and only these specific types of ghosts use spirit orbs. So that's not who be baby ones are being hunted by the ghost. I put 2 USD for Maluk. Oh, I know. I feel like Maluk being like resident old man may just go into like dad mode. And something like Phasmophobia. Was it a computer game? I would think so. I actually have like 0 experience with the game, so I'm not quite sure. I would think it would be played on a computer. I think you can play it in VR, but I don't think you have to play it in VR. Let's see. Okay, chat. So I'm trying to think what I want to do with our lovely little thing here. I think I do want to put them around the middle thing here. But the cobwebs may make that more difficult. I'm on a phone? Ah, yeah. So we could do like Among Us with you, but probably not like Phasmophobia. Okay, I'll keep that in mind for possible like Quimby Cord game nights. But look, we asked you to bring the EMF detector. Why did you bring water bottles and candy snacks, you absolute dad? Oh, that sounds very accurate. Like, oh, just from what we've seen of Mr. Maluk here, just goes ghost hunting, brings like snacks and stuff. Oh gosh, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that'll do. But yeah, I will keep that in mind for possible game nights during gamers, because don't want people to get left out just by like what they have available to play on. I mean, Among Us seems like a pretty good one, because that one can be mobile or like computer. Okay. There we go. Yep. Me and Quimby hiding from the ghost in the master bedroom. I swear to God, Mary, don't look towards her. We'll both be dead. No, I wouldn't. I would not. I would simply not look towards the bed. I would simply, okay, because listen, when I, like, yes, bed is funny to me. Oh, that's slowly slipping down. Yes, bed is funny to me, but have you considered, oh gosh. Okay, will I escape? Hello? Hello? Oh, chat, I think I broke it a little bit. Okay, but yes, bed is funny. Yes, admittedly, bed is funny. But have you considered that it is even more funny to be afraid of things? Listen, bed is funny. Bed is funny, but I am terrified of things. Yes, again, yes, I have the kill instinct, but yes, I also have a fear instinct. Oh, I'm gonna have to move these cobwebs. Bed. I cannot. Just bed. I'm like, oh, can you imagine the just the like, I need to not die, but at the same time, bed. I would simply not look at the bed. I would simply say, no, I do not see. I don't have eyes, actually, so I can't look at the bed. Why the ghost don't need to look at the bed because I'm already dead looking at him. Oh, I didn't know I didn't know we had a ghost here. Okay, that's chill. That's chill. It's, I don't know if I and have played Phasmo, but I helped tutor my streamer friend and my girlfriend during their first playthrough, and it was absolutely hilarious. I expect the same kind of right when y'all play. Oh, bless. Okay, so here's the thing. You've seen me and Sai play together, like in Minecraft, because of, you know, like when he's been on doing story and stuff. And I fully expect that our dynamic would probably extend to other games. I'd fully expect that Sai and I playing any other game together, like, would just, we're just gonna turn into, I don't know, feral beings, but at the same time kind of wholesome. I don't know, is that the vibes you get from me and Sai? And if you haven't seen me and Sai, don't worry about it. he'll come on eventually at some point. He plays Mr. Mark Milkboy, so he'll be here eventually. But just, oh gosh, just imagine, like, I don't know, me and Sai just squabbling over, just like, you go look in the mirror. No, you go look in the mirror. We're looking for things. Someone's got to do it. So I expect to see you go. Oof. Since I have big twin sibling energy, I love it. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but Sai and I just bounce off of each other really well. We just go at each other. It's just good times when Sai is here. I just want the scaffolding to fall. I'm just watching for the scaffolding. I just imagine me, like, ordering Sai around, like, alright, well, so it looks like we need someone to, you know, like, actually go fight the ghost. You can fight the ghost in Phasmophobia, right? Not, like, fight them, but use things to stop them from doing stuff, right? But we need someone to do that. Well, Sai, I guess that's up to you. I expect to see you go do it. I'll be over here in the van. Just, like, let me know when you're done. Ooh, chat, do we like having this around the front edge, or is that weird? I'm trying to decide. Oh, there's a cobweb right there that I missed. Come to me, cobweb. Yeah, that's good. Quimby would be bossing Sai around inside the house. I'll safely cozy up in the van. This is known. I would. I really would. Listen, what's the point of, like, having people that listen to you if not to order them around? You know? I personally see no other thing to do in that situation. Have person who listens to you order around. Do you play modded Minecraft? I don't. So Dark Gamers, I'm very new to Minecraft for the most part. I actually just started playing, like, I think I played Minecraft for, like, the first recent time. I played like twice when I was in, like, 7th grade or something. But the first time always Enderman noises around here. But my first time, like, recently playing Minecraft was, it was in, like, January. And then I played a bit more in, like, May, and then I was like, I'm gonna start streaming Minecraft. So I'm very new to this whole thing and have not ever worked with mods. If you have any mods to recommend, I think it'd be interesting to get into that, so I'm, like, thinking about trying it. Inside's dynamic feels really close based on the streams. I know he's your mod, but you two sound like besties or old-time gamer friends sometimes. Aw. I mean, we have known each other for a while. I'm not gonna say too much because I don't know how much Sai is comfortable with sharing. But we have known each other since before, like, I started streaming, so we're like, we've got a bit of history going for us. We just go together, you know? We do the things. So Sai actually was the one who introduced me to Minecraft. I will, little backstory for you guys. Sai was the one who convinced me to try playing it again in, like, January. So I was like, hey, you should do this thing. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I got addicted to it really fast. So just fun little like stream backstory. Yeah, Cyborg lore. Sai got me into Minecraft, and that's why we're here now. I'd always, like, kind of been interested in the whole, like, content creation streaming sort of thing. You know, SCP? I know a little bit. I'm not, like, a huge hardcore fan of it, but I know, like, of it, and I know a little bit. Oh, and isn't there a game about that? I think I've seen some people play that. Yeah, but Sai was like, try this thing. I said, okay. And then I was like, man, I'm kind of interested in this whole streaming thing. Maybe I should try streaming Minecraft. And Sai was like, go for it. And yeah. So just, oh, gunpowder. I'll talk to you in the morning. So just little Quimby and Sai backstory. That's just a bit of how we got here, is just, you know, Sai being like, hey, try this thing, and me being like, huh, it'd be interesting to try this thing. But yep. I don't want to say too much. I should talk to Sai and see how he feels about that before, you know, like revealing too much. Oh, not from the full block, from the, there we go. But yeah, we are not strangers to each other. Okay, so about like me knowing SCPs, I think my favorite one, I don't know the like number of it, but I know that it's the one about the like the little tiny flying dragons. It's got such a bittersweet tone to it, bittersweet, sad kind of story. If you guys play Among Us, try Skeleton server. Interesting. I know like nothing, but maybe I should look into that Skeleton server. Here, I'm gonna write that down just so I can like look it up later. Sai's the closest person you've come to bullying in the typical affectionate Quimby way, so it's apparent that he's a homie. Yeah, I'm really nice. We all know this. I'm just really, I'd argue sweet is probably the word for that. Hold on. It is Skeleton server. Oh, I gotta mess with the music. Hold on. There we go. There we go. Sai's always a bro. So everyone like Sai. Yep. Yeah. Oh, but yeah, I'm bad at being anything that I would view as remotely like mean to people. I cannot. I like physically cannot. But I'm like comfortable enough with Sai that I feel like I can mess around with him a little bit, and it's like he won't be mad. I won't be mad. Yeah. I leave the stream for 5 minutes and we're planning a haunted stream. I've been called a dad and I've been predicted to be baby. Okay, Mr. Mook, you gotta admit, if we were to play Phasmophobia together, I feel like you would bring the dad energy. I feel like you would be like, well, let's, oh, I didn't finish up here. I feel like, cause you know, it was predicted that you were a baby and I was like, oh, but the like stream dad energy, consider how the stream dad energy enters the equation. Oh, I have an uneven amount of stairs now. This is gonna... Oh, gosh. This is gonna drive me crazy. Is there anywhere that I need one stair or something? Please. This is gonna drive me absolutely bonkers. It's Among Us server that you can play mod Among Us. We play on Windows and Android. Cool. Quimby Court Phasmophobia gameplay, but we're all members of the Mystery Inc. gang. Has everyone had enough water today? If you have to stand up and get some water, do it now. Oh, I'm Velma. Ooh, I do like Velma, actually. I feel like she, I don't know, I feel like people appreciate her a lot more recently, but just, she always got kind of a bit of a, like, nerdy rep, and I'm like, she's so cool. She does the things and she unmasks the people. Traps. Oh my gosh, Mr. Malik being like, all right, and then we'll catch the ghost like this, and we're like, and I just imagine someone going like, but we don't catch the ghost, we just identify it and then we leave. Ooh, oh, we're getting frogs. We are getting frogs. All right, there we go. All right, okay, chat. Frogs brought to you by Dark Gamers. All right, now ready? Frogs. Good times with the frogs. Look at them go. I need to mess with this. I keep saying I need to mess with this thing with because the frogs struggle, but thank you so much for the frogs. That was absolutely lovely. I very much appreciate it. Very much appreciate our gamers. It's always a good day when we get to see the frogs. We're not going to catch the ghost, silly. We're going to trap the ghost. Important distinction. Oh, goodness gracious me. Just, we're going to trap the ghost. It's completely different from catching the ghost. I'm standing on a candle. We're brainstorming Quimby Court game nights to bring the dorks together. Yeah, but so far we've got Phasmophobia and Among Us suggested, both of which sound very fun. And I do want to play more Among Us. I haven't played Among Us in months, and I absolutely love the game, so I think that we should. Sorry, I've kind of been stalling, but I need to count to get to like the second and third level distinction. Yeah, I've never played Phasmophobia either, Mr. Milk. It looks kind of exciting, so you know, it's got that going for it. Dang. Okay. Where's the third floor? Maybe we should start from over here. That would give us a good insight into the third floor. Here, yeah, let's just go up here and take a look at the third floor. Why don't we let him out? He has human rights. The ghost. Oh no. Oh, now I feel bad for the ghost. I feel terrible. Why don't we let the ghost out? I just think it'd be fun to have a spooky, scary story time sometime this month. If anyone has any paranormal experiences or favorite stories, it'd be a late night of fright and delight. Ooh. Ghost rights. Okay, ghost rights. But I mean, still it makes me feel kind of bad. What if we... Yeah, let's just go on this level. I don't know if this is like the same as the other levels, but let's just go right here. And then this is going to be like a wall. I'm excited with playing Phasm with y'all because the unwritten rules, newbies get to go in the spooky house first while the veterans stay in the van guiding them. Oh. What if I just get Sai to do it for me, you know? What if, a hot take, what if I just get Cyborg to do it, you know? I'll just send Cyborg in with my equipment. I'll be like, hey Sai, I need you to do this thing for me. And Sai will be like, sure Quimby, anything for you. And then I will say, go into the house and fight the ghost. I want to pick up some, I'm pretty sure I have some walls somewhere. And I want to pick them up because I want to put the walls out so I know where I'm going. But traps? Well, let them go, of course. We're not heathens. I mean, what's a little trapping between friends? What's a little, you know, what's a little keeping someone behind bars? I want like 20 of these. And I'll get more later if necessary. I'll send Sai to do my job for me. That's peak Mariler energy right there, a la Quimby Absentia. I mean, why would I do the work when I've got someone younger than me and who listens to what I say to do it for me? I think you need to consider the value of having someone, I think you need to consider the value of outsourcing labor, point blank. It's quite beneficial for multiple parties, generally including even sometimes the party being made to do the work. So, I mean, I think that one's on you. I think you should really just consider it. It's about the outsourcing of labor to the people around you. Because listen, you just send the other people to do the work for you, and then you don't do the work. And I think that is ideal, really. I'm saying this. Okay, listen. Here's how it would go. Do you have siblings? I do have some siblings. Yeah. I don't really. I try not to chat about them too much because again, I haven't discussed their boundaries with them. But I'll give you two guesses to where I fall in the family. Just the energy, I guess, of Quimby really is big sister energy all over that mayoral smug face. Interesting. Okay, just a hot take, guys. Where in the family dynamic do you think I fall? Of my siblings and I, where do you think I am in the group? I might confirm, or like I don't know if I'll tell you if you're correct or not, but let's just say that there will certainly be. I'll say something about it, I guess. Oh, what was I saying about my siblings? Oh yeah, I don't chat about them too much. Maybe I guess in the future, but I try not to like say things that, you know, might expose stuff about them without them being aware and giving permission for me to. I'm not gonna lie, the whole like the whole sending other people to do the work for you that is a very sibling kind of vibe. I'm not gonna. You don't have the emotional trauma of being a firstborn child, which I know deeply firsthand, and you don't have the shushness of Bun's our youngest. So second child. What What's a bunzo? That's my main question. Part of me wants to say Quimby is baby, though the energy of I do things. Unless it's much too hard, then send someone else in. I am simply small. Oh, ooh, we've got some competing opinions here. We've got some discourse over where in the family Quimby lies. That's interesting. That is interesting. Very, very interesting. Oh, chat, I'm trying to think if I've given you any clues about... Do you have more gunpowder? Get more gunpowder and then we'll talk. I'm trying to remember if I've given you any clues about where I am in the family. You get spirit Catholic kit on Bed Wars. You get XP for it. Ooh, XP. Able to send in the older or younger sibling. That's true. Being able to be baby or older at any given moment, that does seem like an energy that I could have. Yeah, good luck on getting XP, Dark Gamers. I believe that you can do it. I have a firm belief in you. I think that if you set your mind to it, you can do it. Filipino time, Kuya equals older brother, Ate equals big sister, Bunso. Oh, okay, Bunso, youngest child, absolute baby. Okay. Oh, I was planning on being vague about it, but I'm gonna be real. You guys pretty much pegged it. I'm a middle child. I'm a middle child for sure. I feel like I've it's probably not that hard to tell because I would argue that I have big middle child energy. I just, you know that when people are like, oh yeah, like middle child stuff, that is, yeah, you got me. You got me. I'm like probably the most middle child that will ever be a middle child. Yeah. I don't play Roblox, but I guess I'll bear that in mind if I ever do play Roblox Dark Gamers. Only middle child would be as dramatic as you. Only middle child would be as fabulous as me. Thank you very much. How does it feel to be so known? I'm honestly a little bit mad that you guys could figure it out that quickly. But again, at the same time I do just like exude middle child energy, so I can't be too upset. I did this to myself, really. I've never seen an eldest child be a theater kid energy, so you're definitely middle child. Soul check. Oh, you got me. I'm a middle child, chat. I'm a middle child. Well, okay. So here's my philosophy on being a middle child. Actually, now that like we've gotten into it, let's discuss middle children. Being a middle child is a really weird place to be. This stream alert gets soul checked. Yeah, and I'm just the tiniest bit upset about it, but I'm bad at emojis sometimes. But really, I did this myself. PB rolls a nat 20 on soul check. Aww, yeah. Okay, bye Dark Gamers. You can call me a sussy baka if you want, but I'd argue that just makes you more sus, actually. So I'm bad at being mean to people. But bye. Thanks for coming round. It was lovely having you. Good luck on getting XP. I believe in you. You can do it. You can do it. Okay, but middle children. Middle children a la myself. Here's the deal, chat, about being a middle child. Either you like get left behind in the dust, you know, the classic like forgotten middle child kind of thing, or alternatively, you make people pay attention to you. You know, you either get yourself lost in the shadows or seize the spotlight. And I think you know, I think there may be a tiny hint about which one I usually do. Like maybe perhaps you can tell which direction I tend to lean, but I know maybe I'm a little subtle about it, but I don't know. You might be able to tell which way you could go with that. Oh, yeah. The stream really is May Alert gets a soul check, though. Oof. I was like, oh, maybe I'll be a little bit vague about where in the sibling dynamic I lie. Like, maybe I'll try and throw them off the scent a bit, and then you all are just immediately clock it. My younger sister used to be the youngest and was an absolute baby, but now we have a 5-year-old little brother who's the youngest. My sister now is exuding so much middle child energy, so the middle child stereotype of extraness is real. Well, listen. It's not my fault that that my younger sibling came along and made me not the middle, and made me not the baby anymore. I think that was an attack on me personally. You know, there I was just vibing. I was having such a fun time being the youngest. Then all of a sudden I have a younger sibling. Like, what the heck is up with that? Like, come on. I am the baby of the family. You know, like my older sibling, like, even called me baby for like the first year of my life. I didn't have to do anything. I would make a noise and my older sibling would like know what I meant and be like, oh, like Quimby wants this thing. Quimby needs to do this. It was great. I was living the high life. Quimby gets a younger sibling. And I took that personally. I did. I took it so personally. Like, come on. There's just this new kid out here taking all of my youngest child like status and privileges. Come on. I think that I am perfectly justified in being super salty about that because, like, come on. Seriously, what am I supposed to do? Just lay down and take it? Just accept having a sibling younger than me? No. You gave me a younger sibling and I'm going to make it everyone's problem. Yeah, just being a middle child is an interesting experience. Very interesting experience for sure. And yeah, I will admit the whole mindset of being able to send in either older or younger sibling to do the job, whatever, like whichever one is better. That's admittedly that's me. You guys got me. That's what I do. It's like, well, I could do this thing, or alternatively, I could send younger sibling to do thing, or perhaps maybe I could send older sibling to do thing if I act small and precious enough. I need to work on the emojis. Sorry, Mom and Dad, now that we've got this extra kiddo in the picture, it's time for me to be extra. To be fair, I do think I was always meant to be extra. Have I told you guys the story of me biting through a syringe when I was like 3 years old? Because, sorry, I just needed to fix that. Because I am what they call in the business, well, I was what they call in the business, a demon child. Trivia. The eldest either has absolute power over their siblings or no power over their siblings at all. I, of course, fall into the latter. Oof. Yeah, oh gosh. My older sibling is very much in charge of all of us. Like, to a point that may be quite frankly ridiculous looking in from the outside. Like, older sibling says something, all of, like, the us younger ones, we just snap to attention. We just... Oldest sibling's rule is law. Older sibling just does the things and all of us little worker bees listen. Older sibling is very good at crowd control for us. I didn't make enough of these, did I? I was too short. I'll come back to it. I'll just finish up with this and I'll come back to it. Yeah, oh, sibling dynamics are so fun. So I actually had I've got a little bit of a fun game that I can play with people, like IRL, where I can, if they tell me how many siblings are in their family, I can predict their role in it and also, like, which type of sibling they are. Like, I've got a friend who's a youngest sibling for sure, and I was able to just, like, peg their entire family's dynamic just from vague knowledge of their older siblings. It's just an interesting thing to think about, how the birth order of the people that you are related to just has such a big effect on your dynamics and your interactions with other people. But Sorry, I'm still just a little bit stuck on just how easily y'all were like, not middle child. Middle child, for sure. I was like, but maybe I could be something else, but no, you guys got me for sure. Okay, use that power on me, Mayor. Eldest with a middle girl and a baby boy. Throw your wildest assumption. Okay, so you mentioned that you're, okay. You've got youngest sisters, youngest. Sorry, I'm reading your previous thing because having a little bit of knowledge of the siblings helps. Okay, so 5-year-old little brother, from what I know of things. So, okay. You as the oldest, I'm gonna assume that you're probably a few years older than your younger sister, which means that you probably have a bit more only child tendencies than one would usually expect from an oldest sibling. There's a little trick where if there's more than like 5 to 7 years between siblings, then that tends to act as a stopgap, and the next group of siblings will basically act as like a new order. I don't know the age difference between you and your sister, so I'm kind of throwing a guess off of that. But from what you said about your sister's interactions with the youngest, it seems like there may be a bit more of an age gap there. Youngest child will probably end up acting a bit more like an only child in that case. 25. Yep. Okay. Yeah. So honestly, what's probably going to be is that you and I'm out of sprint. Why am I going inside my house? You and your sister probably will act more like just the classic like oldest youngest dynamic. When you check Quimby Soul checks back. Heck yes. Youngest child probably going to end up acting a bit more like an only child due to the, like big age difference, because at the point of like development for your youngest sibling, basically all the siblings in his life are just adults, kind of on the same level as like not exactly parents, but like older related to me, but not quite on the same level as like sibling that you're growing up with. With 5 years between you and your younger sister, I'm gonna say that your younger sister is probably also has a few only child tendencies, like not as much as the youngest sibling will probably have. But I'm gonna say that you probably don't have as much of a talking about like the middle child, like not middle child, the like oldest youngest dynamic. I'm gonna say that you guys are probably a little bit more chill with each other than really close siblings would be. Either that, or you're going to be like absolutely black or white. Not. You're grinning while being slow right here. Yeah. Okay, I need to organize my thoughts. So you're probably either like just cats and dogs fighting, or kind of chill with each other, don't have to, worry about fights too much, kind of thing. So youngest child will probably grow up more like an only child, so a bit less of a like sibling connection between you guys as much, I'd say, as more of like a older relative kind of thing. Not to say that you guys are not going to be like good siblings, but I'm just seeing that there's probably going to be, just maybe less of a like we talk about the whole like eldest child either has so much control or none. My oldest sibling has so much control over the younger siblings because we're all just like really close in age, so when they talk, we all listen because they've picked up that sort of responsibility. But I'm gonna imagine there's gonna be less of that close like power relationship between you guys, due to it being like more of a less of a child relationship and more of an adult child sort of connection. Oh, hey, Dana. There's at each other's throats are the most chill when it comes to sibling dynamics. Not a lot of in between. I'm trying to decide if I agree with that or not, because I don't know. I've seen a lot of. I know that a lot of people don't get along with their siblings. Hi, Drake Dana. Sorry. I moved past your greeting pretty quickly, but we're talking about sibling dynamics out here. I've been exposed as a middle child, and I'm reading everyone else's. When I say reading everyone else's sibling dynamics, I mean that I'm like basically talking about them just from what I know about like things. I get a score now. You feel like I got docs. That's so accurate. I mean, what can I say? I'm a studier of sibling dynamics. I think it's really interesting. Thanks, Point Blank. Thank you. I'm gonna be honest. A lot of that is just based off of what I know from like general dynamic stuff. This is not me asking for more information, but I'm just gonna say if I had like a bit like more information about you guys, it'd probably be a bit more like precisely accurate. But yeah, that's one of my party tricks is being able to just read people's family dynamics. And that's I don't do it super often because you know, it can be kind of invasive in a lot of ways, but you know, this could be nice to stressfully between the two on a daily basis. Oof. I get along pretty well with my siblings. We're very much in the more like chill category. But I've messed up. But we do have our moments. Oh, I think I messed the bottom one up too. Yeah, I did. We do have our moments of the Cade instinct, as I've heard it called. We do have our at each other's throats moments, but it's much. But even when we're like fighting with each other, I find that it's a lot more chill than other people's sibling fights are. You know, I hear a lot about people being like, oh my gosh, me and my sibling, like we like fight all the time and we like can't get along. Me and my siblings, it's more like, hey, you want to like wrestle each other into the ground? Yeah, I think that sounds chill. And then afterwards we're just like, oh, well, that was a good use of our afternoon. That was a fun little sibling bonding moment. Yo, Cyborg! Hey, how's it going? My sister and I definitely went through that and are pretty chill. Aw, that's good to hear. Yeah, most siblings, I think, just end up being chill one day. Yeah. Hola. Yeah, welcome for Drag Dana there. So we're talking about sibling family dynamics because I've been exposed as a middle child. I have been exposed. I am... I was like, guys, guess where I am in my family. You won't be able to guess. And everyone was like, middle child. It was it was a time for sure. Quimby's doing soul readings. Oh yeah, I'm showing off my party trick of being able to read other people's sibling dynamics. So, you know, pretty spot on. Hey. What can I say? I know siblings. I look at lots of various sibling groups and groupings and try to figure them out. I've been told that my soul is dark and black. Yo! Cyborg soul is just like darkness. I am filled with the void. That is Psy. By like an 11-year-old girl. 11-year-old girl was like, man, your soul is really filled with darkness. And you're just like, that's so true. That's so true. Yeah, 11-year-old girl would probably know if your soul is filled with darkness. So, Sai, I think you've been read. I think you've been read. You've been discovered. You've been known. I worked at a day camp and I guess she didn't like me. Oh. Was it like you did something or like told her to do something, she went, your soul is dark and cold. Cause oh boy, that sounds like a time for sure. Man, can we just talk about how like I don't know, I feel like young teenagers, like preteen kind of age, are they just have no filter. Really, they've got nothing holding them back. It's not even like I may be cringed but I'm free moment. It's like they just don't care. They will just absolutely destroy you for what cause, for what purpose, and they just will. You know? Tashiki, in the voice of an old African woman, tell you your soul is dark and black while her eyes rolled into the back of her head. I mean, that sounds a bit like witchcraft. That sounds a bit like there may be something witchy going on. Imagine, gosh, imagine Sai just getting like cursed out by like by someone who practices like gosh, okay. Just imagine Sai getting his soul cursed by someone, just a ghost possessing an 11-year-old girl. I think that would be kind of legendary, actually, Cyborg. I think that if you got cursed by an 11-year-old girl being possessed by an ancient ghost, that would be bragging rights forever. You know, just no one can compare with that. No one can compare with having an 11-year-old girl possessed to curse you. Was it more like she turned to you as if to say, "Hurry, boy, she's waiting there for you. Bum, bum. Gonna take a lot to drag me away from you." Oh, I'm not as warmed up as I usually am. It's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do. Was it like that, Sai? Was it nothing? Was it something that 100 men or more could never do? You know? Because again, also kind of iconic. Both options. Both options sound pretty cool, honestly. I swear the lyrics of Africa is really dark if you think about it in a supernatural way. Africa is really dark if you think about it in a certain way. Just in general. Okay, I think I need to do some more work with the roof at this point, but just the building looks a lot better with like the side bits, you know? Big fan of the interpretation. Yeah, no, Africa's such like a deep song if you look at it properly. I think I need to add windows on the top floor. I think that's what's throwing me off here. But look, it's more of a real building. I think I might take the lip that I put around the building out one more layer. Just for the vibes, I think. But yeah, just the interpretation that Africa is actually like about something really supernatural. That's just like such a hot take. I've dropped some scaffolding, chat. I've dropped some scaffolding. I got one of these scaffolding. Let's see if I'll do better this time. Okay, ready? Got him. Got him. Mayor CSMP update. The railway from the constituents village to the mayoral village is 75% done. Oh, I have not made a station location. Sorry about that. I've been in editing land the past few days. Hi, CNR Pro. Hello. Hello, welcome, welcome. How you doing? Hello. I just want this guy to get more gunpowder. Excuse me. Would you mind picking up some more gunpowder? Like, I know that might be a bit of a rough thing to ask of you, but like, listen, all I want from you is gunpowder, so if you wouldn't mind. And now his llamas are judging me. Thanks, llamas. Alright, so. Oh, house is looking much better like this. You sounded like Isabella from Phineas and Ferb. Ooh, when I said what? Oh, if I sounded like Isabella from Phineas and Ferb, I want to know what the thing was that I said so that I can do it again. I love Isabella from Phineas and Ferb. Isabella is just... She's just absolutely fantastic. Here, I want to say it again. I want to sound like Isabella. Because I can do the like, "What you doing?" kind of thing, but... Isabella from Phineas and Ferb is cool. She really is. She really legitimately is. Just ignore all the shears I've got. Favorite cartoon characters of yours? Let's go. Ooh, that's a good question. I'm a big animation person, so that's actually kind of tricky. Freakazoid is really high up on there. I've told you guys a bit about Freakazoid. He's from the like 90s show that predicted modern internet humor, which by the way, chat, I forgot to, like, when I was talking about Freakazoid, I didn't remember this, but the clip I told you guys about Freakazoid telling the villain his weakness, that's on YouTube, so if you want to find it, it's up there. So Freakazoid is definitely really high on my list of anime characters that I like. Let's see, who else we got? What are some of my favorites? What are some of the ones that I could watch over and over again? Oh, hold on. Okay, so when you say cartoon, do you mean like actually like cartoon, or do you mean just like animation? Because I could go either way. I've got many. Me thinking in the sand. I need to stop talking so that I can actually have thoughts. Let's see, who else do I like a lot? I mean, Isabella's really good. Isabella's absolutely fantastic. What you doing? Cartoon and anime, but separate your favorites from both classes. Oh gosh, that's that's a tall order. Let's see, what other cartoons do I really like? I like a lot of older stuff. I really like the design for Danny Phantom. Just the duality of the like black, white, and blue, like the black and blue, white and green kind of vibes. That one's really cool. Who's your favorite anime character that starts off as an antagonist but starts to get a little redeemed as we learn more about her, and why is it Pacifica Northwest? Oh, why you gotta do me like that, Mr. Mook? Because I actually do adore Pacifica Northwest. I love Darling in the Franxx. Oh, I've heard of Darling in the Franxx. Gosh, I've heard of it, but I'm blanking on what it is. I'm also blanking on my favorite cartoon characters now that I've actually been asked them. Sorry, I was poking a thing and it made a noise. Do I have more? No, these aren't quite ready to harvest. Favorite cartoon characters. I should actually have thoughts. Adrian Agreste from Miraculous Ladybug is really good. He is, like, we've talked about Miraculous Ladybug. Adrian Agreste is one of the better written characters with a complex backstory. I just wish that, you know, the show lived up to his potential in a lot of ways. Because, you know, because Chat Noir, he's got such an interesting story. He's got so many vibes about him. But then, we've talked about this, chat. I've gone on my rant. I've done my whole big thing about him. Just a random bop into the world of anime characters. Yami Yugi from Yu-Gi-Oh! Is such a cool boy, specifically from like season 0 early manga kind of era, back when he was just seemingly like a dark spirit that was there to like punish people for cheating in games. That is ideal, probably. I'm just like staring at my house now. I want to put another layer of bricks around the side, but I don't have enough bricks for it. Other cartoon characters that I like a lot. I watch a lot of cartoons, actually. I always have like obscure characters from things I watch. I'm trying to, because here's why it's difficult for me. I have to think of the cartoons I like, but then which of the like tiny obscure background characters do I love? I just want to have a crush IRL? No, I don't. No, not me. But Pacifica Northwest. Sorry, just getting back to Pacific Northwest. Beautifully written. Ooh, on the subject of like characters that start as antagonists but start to get redeemed. Amity Blight from the Owl House. Absolutely hecking incredible. But I really like Pacifica Northwest because Owl House did a really cool thing with Amity with fully redeeming her character. The stream went from stream to sleepover, and I'm all for it. As it should be. That's the chill stream vibes that I like. Just, you know, just doing things. Yeah, the Owl House is very good. But Pacifica Northwest is really interesting, I think, because of the way that we learn about her character and start to come to an understanding of her. Because she starts out as just, you know, the classic stereotypical mean girl, and that's really all we expected her to be. You know, there was no signs that she had like a wider role in the story, that she would be redeemable. She was just classic like 2000s mean girl antagonist kind of stuff. But then just the more you learn about her, the more it goes like, oh honey, like oh sweetie. You watched any anime cartoons recently? Oh, have I? I've been pretty busy in editing land, so I haven't had a lot of time for like watching things. I know that there's like gosh, there's a series that I've been wanting to watch. I'm pretty sure it's like cartoon stuff. Oh, what was it? Probably the easiest answer is probably not. If I can't think of anything immediately, then I have not been watching something that I've been hyperfixating on, really. Let's see, where's some other ones? Oh, okay, so chat. This is gonna go way back, but I really like the Flash from like the early 2000s Justice League cartoons. I know that that's so very specific, but hear me out. It was the like Justice League Unlimited series, and the Flash was just such an interesting character because I'm gonna go into full analysis mode. They went with the Wally West Flash instead of classic Barry Allen. However, the other characters, like the other members of the Justice League, seem to be at their like regular ages. They weren't like old or whatever. Justice League America is some god tier cartoon stuff. It certainly is, for sure it is. Does anyone watch Squid Game? Ooh, I've like seen clips of Squid Game. It's probably a bit too intense for me to like actually watch, but like reading the analyses of it has been very interesting. It fits into my category of things that are probably just a little too on the intense side for me. But I'm glad that it seems like you liked it, CNR Pro. Okay, but sorry, the Flash from the Justice League animated shows. All the other characters seem to be regular, like on a regular their characters' ages. But Wally West Flash is traditionally the like nephew of Barry Allen. So there's been a lot of like deep dive into like his backstory. Like, is this actually like a 17-year-old kid when the show starts? Did like his uncle recently die and he's taken over the position of Flash and now has like started to do the things about it, like, and has started working with the Justice League? And has anyone like noticed, did they work with the previous Flash? We know that Barry Allen probably exists in this universe due to some clues that have been dropped in like some moments where he's like, oh, my uncle's coming to this thing. But then why is Wally West the Flash instead of Barry Allen? Like, what's going on with that? And it's just sorry, I haven't been drinking water. And now that I'm going on a rant, it's kind of starting to show in my voice. Give me a sec. Okay. But it's like, what is up with this version of Wally West? Why is he the Flash instead of Barry Allen? Is this a tragic backstory? Is this just they wanted Wally West instead of Barry Allen? Like, what is going on with this? And that's what got me like really interested in the show at first, I guess. It's just the mystery about what is up with their portrayal of the Flash. Who is this character meant to be, and why is he in this position instead of any of the other Flashes? And also, he's just a good character, you know, like just a good, solid kid. Like, yeah, he's kind of silly sometimes and clearly not working to his best capacity, but he cares about people a lot, and it's sometimes nice to get a protagonist who doesn't have to be super like angsty and brooding. You huge DC dork. Maybe I'd say probably I'm more into DC than Marvel these days. The way I see it, chat. Okay, here's my thing about DC Marvel kind of stuff. DC writes their antagonists, like their villains, so much better than Marvel does. Like, I can't really think of a single Marvel villain that I really like, except for perhaps like Batroc the Leaper. Batroc the Leaper deserves everything. But I can think of a whole lot of DC villains that I like. And sure, the DC heroes generally are written a bit worse than the Marvel heroes, but I just like the antagonists. And then when you get the DC heroes actually like written well, you know, because it's not hard to write a good DC villain, like, you know, once the characters are established and stuff. But then when you can get some like god tier level hero writing in there, that's when it's the good stuff. Who's that obscure Marvel villain, you absolute dork? Okay, Batroc the Leaper. He's, I believe, a Captain America villain. I actually don't know too much about him. I just know that he made a lot of appearances in Ultimate Spider-Man, which was like a Disney Spider-Man show that my siblings and I would watch. Chat, Ultimate Spider-Man was kind of Marvel's like playground there for a while to test characters and test bringing them into like modern stuff. Guardians of the Galaxy appeared in Ultimate Spider-Man years before there was even a hint of there being a movie about them. And they were so obscure. It was like they showed up in the show and we were like, what? Who the heck are these? Who are these strange people on my screen? And then we hear about there being a Guardians of the Galaxy movie and we're like, Deadpool showed up in Ultimate Spider-Man and we were like, huh, that's kind of odd. Then we hear about there being a Deadpool movie. All I'm saying is that there was some indications of them like messing around with the characters in that show, and it was really interesting to watch, just because the portrayals in the show were different from how the characters end up being like in the movies, but it really kind of just felt like it felt like Marvel was being like, can we turn this character into like a modern movie sort of environment and have it work? So Batroc the Leaper, the point of all this, I'm just getting some blocks because I want to I want to experiment with the roof while we talk. So Batroc the Leaper, he's literally, his thing is he jumps. He jumps. He wears like a purple and yellow costume and he's French and he has a mustache and he jumps. And I love him. I love him so much. He's just simply a leapy boy. As far as I'm aware, he did originally come from like the very first Captain America series, I think. Don't quote me on that. I have to fact check it. But he's just like a little retro guy who literally his thing is that he can jump really well, and somehow he makes that work for him. Do I want to make the XP farm? I'm not sure. I've been in editing land, so I haven't been on the CSMP in a few days. I knew that was off. But it's just silly, chat. It's just... And what's your power, son? I jump! But it's so good! He just jumps. He just does the jumps. Okay, so chat, I think with having added the things down here, I need to add an extra layer like around the roof so that it matches better, but I'm going to do a test section like right over here. No, let's do it over here. That's usually easier to look at. But yeah, so that's like the one Marvel villain that I'm like, oh yeah, that guy works. And he just jumps. He simply leaps. He is Batroc the Leaper because he leaps. So just silly things like that. But okay, so chat with me now that I've again, we're really just soul reading me today. So now that I've been also exposed as being a bit more of a DC fan than a Marvel fan, let's talk about why. Let's talk about some more like, I don't know, DC villain versus hero stuff. So, chat. Oh, I've got this whole theory about sidekicks. That's chat. My brain is running everywhere. Yeah. Okay. Adding the second layer really does make it look much better, which means I need so many more blocks. That's chill. That's fine. So the reason why I think that DC can be more interesting than Marvel in some ways goes back a lot to the interactions between superheroes and their sidekicks. Chat, I've got this whole thing. I've got this whole big thing. Because the thing that first got me interested in the whole DC stuff was the Bat family interactions and the way that it was just like this group of people that, from like working together and with Batman and stuff, end up becoming just like a family, just superheroes but family. And I was like, wow. And then I delved more into like the world of sidekicks, and I decided that sidekicks are actually the most interesting characters like in superhero stories because they are they're very dynamic is the thing, at least the way that they're written over time. My whole house looks a little lopsided because that section of the roof looks so much better. I just need more nether wart. Sidekicks are very dynamic compared to their much more static mentors. Because once you have a hero and once they like got a sidekick and stuff, they kind of just stay that way for a while. I'm gonna go grab some glass so we can put some windows in while we talk. They just kind of do things like they're mentors and they are the heroes. And you know, Batman is always broody and angsty and wants to like fight crime and stuff. And like Superman is always pretty much perfect and doesn't have to worry about things. But their sidekicks have a lot of issues that they have to work through. They have to learn how to be better heroes, have to make their way in the hero community and decide on their own values, and maybe even if their values align with their mentors or not. So I'm just making sure I remember what the windows are supposed to look like before I go in and start making them. And that's the thing that I think makes sidekicks the most interesting characters, is seeing how they interact with their mentors in their environment and how they have to grow from that and become their entirely own people. Okay, so I go in 2 from the sides and every other on the top. Okay. So sidekicks, we see them grow. They can change. They can go from this bright-eyed kid to maybe a like hardened anti-hero, or maybe they can go from some, like, I don't know, stuck-up bratty kind of kid to being a selfless and kind person. There's so much room for the sidekicks to improve, whereas their mentors have to just be the way that they are to, you know, for the character, to maintain character consistency. Here, I'm just putting some torches around because it's looking a little bit dark in here. I'm gonna be making windows here anyways. That's probably pointless. But yeah, so and DC has some really good sidekicks to them. I mean, obviously it can get overplayed a little bit, but that's part of what I really like about DC, is that they've taken these characters that started as just, like, you know, extras to their mentor's story, and then giving them their own personality, and we as the audience can grow as the characters also grow. And it just gives so much more of a satisfying experience than a lot of the, like, regular superhero stuff for me. Like, oh, chat, a few weeks ago, me and a few other people just kind of came up with a little, like, Hawkeye and Hawkeye screenplay idea. I know that Marvel, like, is actually doing a Hawkeye and Hawkeye. I'm pretty sure, last I heard. But I haven't seen too much about that, so I can't talk about whether it's going to be good or bad. But the thing I liked about the ideas that we had was focusing on the relationship between Hawkeye and, like, the younger Hawkeye, and having that be relationship as in, like, mentor relationship, and having that be why, like, the whole point of the story. Not, in fact, one of the very specific things we did with the idea was we did not give the story a villain. There wasn't one main person that they were fighting against, because the villain of a Hawkeye and Hawkeye story should be the troubles of the characters, specifically Hawkeye's problems trying to interact with the regular world after, you know, being a superhero and being just like a regular person involved in all this crazy stuff. And chat, it was so interesting to think about, because from what I know of, like, the Hawkeye and Hawkeye stories, it's a story about healing from trauma by working with, like, the younger generation and helping them to grow and, like, be mentored and avoid the same mistakes that you did. And that's beautiful, chat. Because sure, it's interesting to, like, I don't know, fight bad guys and make the world a safer place. But also, have you considered talking about how that affects the people that are in it, and how their relationships with each other can help heal that? Because it's gorgeous. It's absolutely beautiful, in my opinion. So yeah, the main point of this, like, of the potential Hawkeye and Hawkeye storyline that we were talking about, was that there would be no bad guy for the Hawkeyes to fight. And it wouldn't be canon compliant, because we set it during during the time between, like, Infinity War and Endgame. But oh gosh, where was that train of thought running? Oh, but it was about Hawkeye dealing with, like, dealing with the loss of his family, and just being like should I just tell it to you guys? Should I just tell you the idea? Because I really liked talking about it. It was so cool. So basically the idea was that in the time between Infinity War and Endgame, you know, Hawkeye's lost his family, but instead of storytime, let's go. But instead of, you know, then going off on a weird, like, murder spree or whatever it was that he did in canon, he just kind of becomes really extremely depressed. Because, again, he's just lost his family, which was that's the people that he worked hardest for and, like, cared about the most. And so, like, Mance is understandably not having a great time. and you know, maybe give some establishing shots of like the Avengers checking in on him every once in a while, being like, oh, I've done that in the wrong spot. Okay, checking in every once in a while, being like, hey, like Clint, just so you know, even though like you're on break right now, we want you to know that like you're still one of us. You're still an Avenger. You've still got a place with us anytime, like no matter what is going on. And he's like, oh, that's great, but then continues to like probably just like, I don't know, sit in his house all day, being not having like the energy to do anything or feeling like it matters really. Then one day he's like out for groceries or something and is like walking back to his house and like is gonna get mugged for his groceries like in an alleyway, and he's like, I really don't have like the energy to deal with this. This is absolutely terrible. Like my day is going so badly right now. And then just like this kid shows up of nowhere, and she like beats up the people and is like never fear, citizen. I'm like here to help you or something. This is gonna be very, very not polished chat. Don't worry about it. And it's like, I am here to like help people out, and he's like, oh, that's interesting, but and like moves on with his day. Is like, oh, that's rough. But then he meets the kid again sometime, and she's hurt. Like maybe in one of the battlers or something, she like took a bad hit or something, and now she's like in an alleyway bleeding out, and he's like, I must help child because child is hurt. And just after that, he's like, hey, I recognize what you're doing is cool and helpful and important to the world these days, but you're gonna get yourself killed doing it like that. And I would prefer for you to not get killed. So what if I become your mentor and just like basically teach you how to not die? She's like, sure, that sounds great. You're an Avenger. You know all the things. I'm going after it, chat. I can't help it. It's that resource collection. She's like, you're an Avenger. That's cool. I will accept teaching from you. And he's like, oh, great. That's fun. And then what follows is like, probably, I say like a montage, but it's probably gonna have to be a bit more than that. But basically, just over time, through like helping her, Hawkeye starts to like feel better himself and maybe start to like find purpose in life again due to being able to help someone else and being able to like mentor this younger generation and keep them from making the same mistakes that he did. And it's like, wow, this is a great relationship kind of thing. Like it's mutually beneficial. I'm feeling so much better. She's doing well. And then something happens, chat. He's a father again. Yeah, exactly. Oh, and cue there being like, cue there just being like this one super emotional scene, where she's like, hey, like no big pressure or anything, but I want to let you know that, I know, I feel like you're like a father figure to me or something, you know, something just undoubtedly very awkward, just like, hey, by the way, you helping me out is like the most that an adult has cared for me in a long time. Oh, and chat, important note about this like semi-canon that we've set up. The younger Hawkeye, which, by the way, in Hawkeye and Hawkeye, they're both called Hawkeye, so that may get confusing. Thanks, Dad. Both threes, pretty much. So in this like fictional Hawkeye universe that we've created, the younger Hawkeye has been living on the streets for a while, and Clint is just like, oh, that makes sense because, you know, due to the snap, lots of people have been like displaced and don't have anywhere to really go. She probably ends up like living with him at some point because like, you know, child living on streets is not the greatest plan. But chat, the secret that makes it sad and not just is that she did not get displaced by the snap. She's been on her own for like years now, years before like the snap even happened. It's just, she just doesn't have people. And so for her having this relationship with Hawkeye is like the first time she's had like a healthy family group in literal ages, and is like kind of a lot. Sorry, I'm just checking something I did on the other side of this building. Okay, no, I did it correctly. So then chat, here's where the conflict comes in, and here's why we can have conflict without having a bad guy. Sorry, hiccup. And have it work. Something happens to the Avengers. I love this actually. Oh, I think it would be so good. Something happens to the Avengers. Some sort of like Avengers something, maybe they get kidnapped by someone, like maybe an old villain resurfaces and they have to like go fight them, and the Avengers are like losing basically. Oh, I need to fix those windows. Just looking at them, I fixed the ones in the front but not on the back. Let's do it right now. Something happens to the Avengers, you know, like they're in danger. They need Hawkeye to come help out. They need Clint to like step back into action. And due to, and it's like super dangerous and stuff, and younger Hawkeye's like, oh, that's kind of scary that you, my like only father figure I've ever really had, is like going out and doing things. And Clint's like, no, it's gonna be okay, like it's fine, this is all gonna be okay. And she's like, no, you don't understand. It's scary because yes, you're in danger, but also I'm worried that you won't need me anymore after this. Because the whole basis of their relationship up to this point has been that, you know, he's like sad and needs to help her like train and stuff. But if he has a place back with the Avengers again, will he still need his like found family daughter that he's been helping out? Will she just get left behind like she has by so many other people? OMG, hi CNR Pro. And it's like all stressful and stuff. And then we get like this super emotional moment of like, no, even though maybe I'm feeling good enough to like start working with the Avengers again, like help them out again and stuff, I'm not letting you go. Like we're family now, and that means something. I'm not gonna just leave you behind due to this. And why aren't y'all writing a 5,000 word fanfiction of this yet? Mostly because I don't have the motivation to sit down and actually write it. I like coming up with the plots, but actually like writing stuff can be difficult. So then it's like, you know, very very emotional. Then they go and like fight the Avengers together. And chat, this is important. Remember, there's no actual bad guy in this story. Like, I mean, there's bad guys, but there's no like villain in the way that superhero stories tend to have them. It's not like, oh my gosh, and then there's one person who's actually like my nemesis from 5 years ago. No, it's just like whatever's happened, whatever's going on with the Avengers, it's just like some random guy, some thing that happens, because the main conflict of the story, chat, is not about fighting the villain. It's about like the family relationships that we made along the way, kind of thing. And so that's the kind of stuff I wish Marvel would do. That's what I want to be the thing, because, you know, getting stories like that, I personally think that that's beautiful. I think that that's, you know, something that should be celebrated and written and done, and then Marvel does not that in their movies. They just do like action-y stuff, and I'm like, and I know that there's a like Hawkeye in production, but it's not going to be something like that. It's probably, I don't know, maybe it'll surprise me and it'll be a deep story about like family bonds and relationships and found family and how you can heal from helping other people and stuff. But because chat, that should be the soul of a Hawkeye and Hawkeye story. The soul of the Hawkeye and Hawkeye like whole thing was that Clint was able to like find healing himself by helping other people. And I think that's important. I need to drink some water. We've just been chatting and I have not been hydrating. So give me just a second, chat. So yeah, so that's my thing about like superhero stories. I think they could be good. Like, I'm not necessarily against superheroes themselves. I just don't love how a lot of the current like mainstream superhero stuff is just about like surface level kind of stories. And that's what interests me about a lot of DC stuff, because I feel like it can be easier to like write that sort of thing in the DC environment. Ma'am, are you going to order? You're holding up the line. Oh, me just telling this idea to like just like a fast food cashier. And they're just like it's a beautiful story, but at the same time, we need to get the line moving. We need to keep working on stuff. Excuse me? And just they're like, no, but you don't understand. It's about how like about how people are in superhero work. The people and individuals are so much more important than, like, I don't know, the entire wider world, even though that's what they're fighting for. But yeah, and I first got introduced to that like concept of superheroes as like people interacting with a world through the Bat Family stuff. So that's like my main interaction with it. The cook from the back comes in and says, "Don't rush her. This is art. What happens when Clint gets his daughter back post Endgame?" Oh yeah, okay, so then that would be super interesting because, or maybe not super interesting, probably super wholesome is what it would have to be, because if we're keeping this whole theme of like found family and stuff, I'm just imagining like, I'm imagining that Clint's family comes back, you know, after the snap and everything, and Clint's just like, "Hey everyone, like this is, I don't know the name of the other Hawkeye actually, I just know her by Hawkeye." It's like, "Hey, this is like the new Hawkeye. She is like, she's like your sister or daughter now, like, hello, welcome to the family," basically. And I'm just imagining the family being like, "Oh wow, that's so cool, like thank you for being here for our dad when we couldn't," kind of thing. Because, I don't know, chat, if you're gonna kill off a character's entire family, her name is Kate Bishop, thank you, point blank, yeah, it's just like, hey, this is Kate, she is a part of our family now, and will be like continuing to live with us and will be like working with us and stuff. And everyone's just like, that's cool, we love like, we love a found family environment kind of thing. Sometimes like an MLG chat. I need to pick up more glass on here. Sorry, moved the mouse weird there. Yeah, it's just like, hey, here's Kate. Kate is a member of our family now because, and again, chat. Oh, that can really add to the angst though. I picture a really cheesy moment where Clint's family basically goes like, "You poor thing, you had to deal with this guy for 5 years on your own. We'll be with you from here on out." Oh, Mr. Luke, I wasn't even thinking about that, but that's so sweet. That's so very extremely sweet. Yes, I also picture that now, actually. That is probably the only way to picture it, in fact. Oof. And, oh, just, if we're adding on to, like, the whole, like, angst of, like, the whole, like, family and all the things, there could be another moment where it's like, hey, I know that we, like, already kind of established that we're, like, family now and nothing's gonna change that, but I'm kind of worried that, with your family coming back, I'm gonna be left behind because you're gonna have, like, your blood family back, and it's just like, well, what's the difference between blood family and like this? It's like, again, you're my daughter no matter what. It's like, ugh, the family dynamics. Chat, I just that's what I think should have happened to Clint during the 5-year gap. I don't love the 5-year gap anyways, but I feel like it would be acceptable if it gave us something like that. But instead they had to just make Hawkeye go off on like a weird murder rampage spree thing and then be all angsty about that, instead of having a found family arc where he like finds a new daughter and then they like make a found family together. I just like, someone messed up here is all I'm gonna say. Someone did not make good decisions, and let me tell you, it was not me. Someone messed up here. Someone messed up by not taking my idea for a screenplay. And, well, technically, oh, I didn't even have this idea until stuff happened, but, chat, they messed up. And that's all that we need to know. Because why would you do a 5-year gap if not? Okay, so chat, here's my deal with a 5-year gap. They did a 5-year gap, but doesn't feel like it was actually a 5-year gap. It felt like it was just kind of a like, oh, and now it's been 5 years kind of thing. They gave us no indication of how the characters have like actually changed and moved on, because 5 years is a long time. MCUAU where Petrov did not die and Hawkeye just slowly amasses more and more found family by finding troubled teens and taking them in. Kind of ideal, kind of ideal. It, yeah, that's very similar to, like, the, Bat family dynamic that first got me interested in, like, the whole world of found family superheroes. Petrov, Wanda, Kate Bishop, etc. Aw, just the dad vibes. Just the perpetual dad. Clint is shaped like a dad. It would have been so good. But yeah, they just said, oh, and now it's been like 5 years. They didn't really have the characters change over 5 years. They were basically just the same people, except now it's been 5 years, and or if they did have them change, it doesn't feel like believable, and they really just kind of went back to being their regular selves as soon as stuff happened. And Natasha, whom they did so dirty being the cool found family aunt, they did her so dirty. Clint is 20 times better father than Bruce ever could be. Well, that's just facts. I mean, we all know that Bruce Wayne, aka the Batman, has so many issues too many issues to shake a stick at, is all I'm gonna say. Just windows, though. Just the pretty windows. They did Natasha so dirty. Oh, but can you just imagine a wholesome little, like, Clint found family group? I read that and thought, hey, Bruce Banner has never even been given a chance. Oh no. I mean, hasn't he though? Oh, chat. I just had a moment looking at this where I was like, this looks so much cooler than it did without the windows. Oh, bye, Sai. See you later, friend. See ya. Bye-bye, Sai. Yep, stay in school. Chat's looking so good. I would live in that house. Chat, I'm gonna be honest. Before this, I don't know if I would have actually, like, lived in this house, like, in real life kind of thing, but, bye, Sai. See you later. Young dork. That's as mean as Quimby could be. That's, yeah. Not gonna lie. Here, I'm gonna drink some water. I've really been slacking, so I gotta, like, make up for it now. I'm like, goodbye, Cyborg. You're kind of silly. You're kind of silly, Cyborg. And that's about as mean as I can be. Oh, have you guys heard of the, I'm trying to remember what it's called. It's like a webtoon about, like, the Bat family, except it's, like, just basically fun family times. Because I've never felt this much, like, part of the demographic for something. I don't know if that made sense, but, I just, what is it called? It's like Wayne Family Adventures or something? I've never felt so called out as I did when one of my siblings, like, texted me and was like, hey, have you heard of this? And I said, no, I will look it up, I guess. And I was like, maybe this will, I guess it could be interesting. And then I started reading and I went, wait, hang on. Hang on just a second. Wayne Family Adventures? Yeah. Hang on, this is feeling suspiciously exactly like what I wanted to read and see. Like, did they understand when they made this that they exactly nailed everything? And I've never felt more called out as being part of the, like, intended audience for something. It was it was a thing for sure. Okay, so now that we've got the windows on the 3rd floor, we got to figure out the 2nd floor windows, which are going to be considerably harder because that's going to be my utility space. So, like, oh gosh, like, the windows on this side of the house are already going to be an absolute mess because of the 420 chest room. But maybe I'll just have to put them in anyway. Oh, I'd have to do that from the outside because I can't break the chests on the inside. That's chill. We can do the chests from the inside. That's okay. When Family Adventures story whiteboard reveal. Demographic, Quimby in particular. It honestly feels like that. It felt like they were like, well, we need to make a new like webcomic, and we need to decide on like the exact demographic that we're going to be hitting in order to actually like publish this. So what if we just go with like precisely Quimby's dynamic? Just that. Not dynamic, demographic. Words that start with D that indicate things. Yeah, so second floor windows are next up on our docket, but they're going to be kind of funky to work with due to the placing of a lot of the rooms in that floor. This area, the front area, is going to remain windowless except for the front windows because that is our front hall, and I need to build a chandelier in here. There's going to be well, first I need to build a roof, and then there's going to be a big old chandelier coming down, and it's going to be gorgeous. I want to build it out of like glass and quartz and pretty stuff and like end rods maybe. Just all the very pretty things. I'm getting a phone call from Spam Risk. Spam Risk, listen, I know things have been rough since the divorce. I don't want to talk to you right now. I'm busy. Spam Risk, I'm streaming right now. You can't just come in here and expect me to drop everything to take care of you. I mean, I know it's been a rough time for them, but like, just have some basic decency, please. Respect my space. Quimby X Spam Risk lore. Oof. Just me and Spam Risk, we were once close friends, and then Spam Risk started to make some risky decisions and ended up in a strange marriage, and I was like, Spam Risk, this doesn't seem like a good idea, and Spam Risk was like, no, it's true love. And I was like, ugh. And then they got divorced, and I laughed. Chat, you know what that skeleton's thinking right now? You know what that skeleton's thinking? Well, now it's dead. But up until then, it was thinking like, wow, I wonder how I got hit by the sun. Because it should be dark out here. There should be a staircase covering me. So, oh my gosh, why am I on fire? I thought I escaped from the sun. But little did the skeleton know that it was all just a ploy. Me just being like, look at that skeleton thinking it's in the sunshine. That, I would argue, is also about as mean as I can be. I can't be mean, chat. It's not in my nature. This room doesn't have any windows. It doesn't have an outside wall. Maybe I should just do windows based off of how each room individually works and not worry about matching the other floors or whatever. I think that sounds like a good idea. Oh, but would that look weird from the outside though? Maybe we'll plan the windows from the outside and then try to do things. Could be an April Fool's stream. Aw, probably not that. Probably not that point blank. Probably not that one. I mean, I guess that could be why they call it an April Fool's stream, is because you would think it would be happening, and then it certainly would not be happening. I just don't like swearing, chat. It's not my thing. It does not sound interesting to me at all. Okay. Let's see. Windows for this absolute monstrosity that is the second floor. Because it doesn't look complete without windows on the second floor. Maybe we match the windows here for the front. And actually even the side room we could match there. Actually, mostly we could just match them. This middle section would take some work, but maybe for the moment let's just match what we've got going for a bit. Quimby alert, 2000% wholesome whether you like it or not. I will force the wholesome vibes to happen. If the wholesome vibes don't want to happen, I will make them do it. I will make the wholesome vibes show up around here. Alternatively, it's the biggest, oh heck, stuff is about to go down. Indication if Quimby ever uses a swear for rhetorical purposes. Ooh, I will be honest, chat, there is something to be said for a character that like, that doesn't swear, then then swearing for, like, emphasis. You know? Like, just, there is something to be said for that whole vibe. I just put it back. As a resident dad, I approve of keeping things clean. Gotta keep this friendly for the kiddos. Oh, resident dad, Mr. Malouk. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen Camp Camp. It's a show by, like, Rooster Teeth. Is that what they're called? They're a production studio that works mostly on, like, YouTube and stuff. And I watched the first season of Camp Camp. I think I also watched the second one, but didn't keep up with, like, the third. Mr. Mook is not actually father to any children. At most, he is father to a few virtual Minecraft mobs and a very talkative kitty. Aw, bless. Aw, bless. But, I might move this roof up one, now that I'm thinking about it. Like, just maybe. Thoughts running through brain. What was... Oh, but there's a character named David in the show, who is, like, the wholesome boy TM. And he does not swear the entire first season, and then just, like, he swears once in like, the final episode, and just the impact is devastating. So there is something to be said for, like, that kind of thing. Chat, Quimby only approves of swearing when it's thematically appropriate, and will you know, give the aw heck feeling. The, like, it just feels the we messed up kind of thing. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to be doing this right now. I think I go for 5 across here? I don't know. Chat, why would I know my own building specs? Come on. Seems kind of silly if you ask me. Knowing how to build my own house from blueprints that I myself made? Chat, what do you think this is? Some kind of fairy tale? I'm pretty sure that'll match the outside. Chat, let's go take a look. Let's go for a little explore. Let's go on a bit of a field trip outside. I just want the windows to look good. Okay, so okay, we did get that to match. That's good, that's good. And, oh, did we get the side? I did it wrong. I'm pretty sure. Yep, I definitely did both this and the top floor wrong. What? What did I do? I counted out 2 from the inside, not from the outside. Chat, how do you feel about, how do we feel about fixing a whole ton of windows? Oof. Rip the windows. The windows. It's about the windows. Oof. Gosh, now I'm just thinking of, like DC villains and stuff from our superhero conversation earlier, which I know is a few minutes ago. But what can I say? Sometimes you have thoughts and then you jump back to them minutes later. I just want more Batroc the Leaper style villains. You know, he's just a jumpy lad. Like, what is there? It's so silly that it feels more precious, I guess. It's like, oh, he just jumps. Like, what do you expect from him? He just leaps. He is a leapy boy. He is Batroc the Leaper, not Batroc the, like, I don't know, sit downer. So now I'm just imagining, just think about, like, how serious the, like, MCU was back in its heyday, where it's like, oh my gosh, we've got, like, all this fighting and dramatic stuff to be doing and stuff. And then just imagine they're like, oh no, we have to face this villain. Oh my gosh, what does the villain do? Well, you see, he prank calls people, but then, like, just laughs at them. It's devious. It's quite frankly alarming and appalling. And while he's prank calling people, he, like, I don't know, maybe he, like, steals their maybe he steals their identities and then, like, goes on a shopping spree or something. I don't know. Listen, chat, making villains up on the fly is kind of difficult, but I like villains that are somewhat silly. And not every villain needs to be silly. In fact, I'd argue that most villains should probably not be silly. But I don't think it's bad for every hero to have at least one villain that they basically just kind of goof around with. I don't think that that's bad or upsetting or like, oh, they're ruining the vibe. Like, sometimes I just want to see Captain America get just kicked into unconsciousness or something by a silly guy with a silly mustache. And just have that be alright. It's like, oh, you know Superman's villain, the one with the name that, like, the really long name, and the way you defeat him is by having him say his name backwards? Like, that's a good example. Just a good, silly one. The stakes are still high. I'm picturing a suit of armor around the world. We'll call it Caller ID. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, Caller ID? Oh my gosh. That's, whew. Mr. Monkey, maybe, Are you sure you can, just do something like that? Are you sure you can just entirely destroy a man's dreams like that? Like, wow. The weird old guy that's a galactic threat? That guy was legit scary in the jail when he'd show up. Yeah. I read that in a joking voice, but you're the one with, like, the name that, you have to get him to say backwards? Yeah, no, he's, like, a huge threat. He's, like, a cosmic, all-powerful being or something. He's dangerous as heck and really should not be messed with. But at the same time, the guy's weakness is literally just saying his name backwards? Like, what the heck is up with that? The absurdity of it all, I guess, is what's appealing about it. Is it's a serious situation with serious stakes, but you don't have to take it too seriously due to the nature of the writing. Or, okay, Lego Batman Joker is probably the prime example of my favorite hero-villain dynamic. I've never heard of this Rumpelstiltskin supervillain, but that sounds intense. Oh, he's such a big deal. He can, like, do all kinds of crazy stuff and has, like, basically limitless power. But at the same time, if you get him to say his name backwards, oh, that's it, he's gone. So then it becomes a game of, like, tricking him into doing it, because he won't just say it, obviously. You have to, like, mess around with him. What's this guy's weakness? Saying his name backwards. Cute, but what is it actually? That's all. He has literally no other weaknesses. That's pretty much it. That is actually exactly the vibe. There's a lot of creepers over there, but I need gunpowder, so, come to me. Oh, well, that works too, I guess. What are you doing on my house? What are you doing in my swamp? As you were. But then, okay, so Lego Batman Joker. It's just, you know, they're best friends. They're worst enemies. They hate each other. They can't live without each other. They never take each other too seriously, kind of thing. He's terrifying because he's like magic, and Superman can't do crap with magic, so Supes has to be clever and witty. It's always high stakes in the animated series whenever he'd show up. Yeah. Like, this stream has been such a roller coaster, and I'm so excited for this train to keep going. It's just fun to talk about interesting things, I think, and that's just the vibe, is doing the chatting about cool stuff. Oh, house is looking absolutely fantastic too. But where was my thought process running with that? Lego Batman Joker. Because again, he's just a silly little man who can destroy the entire city and escapes from prison multiple times. But at the same time, you know, he and Batman are just like, they're each other's, like, most important person. And I think that that's beautiful. Because honestly, if you're going to devote your life to fighting someone, to fighting, like, one person, you better be prepared to take the emotional responsibility of that. Because you will know each other better than anyone else knows either of you, you know? It just gets to a point where I personally think that if you fight someone enough, there's no way that you can't end up being, like, somewhat close, because even if it's just knowing how someone will look before they draw back to pull a punch, you'll know someone in so many unique ways that no one else will know, kind of thing. And that's and I don't need every single dynamic to be like this, because that would be boring. You know, if that was how every single superhero, every single villain was. You know, not everyone needs to be silly, but just if we could get a little bit of silly sometimes, a little bit of superheroes and villains who are actually very important to each other and fight only because they have conflicting moral compasses and not because they hate each other. I think that would be cool if we could lean more into that. It's like, I guess I find you kind of annoying. Whole room gasps. It's like, no, you have to say I hate you. That's a good movie. But like, okay, so chat. Let's take this back to like writing kind of stuff. Remember when we were talking about like improv and how like adding a villain can be a really easy way to raise the stakes? I think most people look at superhero stories and they think, oh, I need to find a way to raise the stakes. I need to find a way to make this more important, something that's not just your average, like, I don't know, mugging in an alleyway or whatever. And so naturally they add a villain. They add an antagonist for the hero to fight against so that, you know, the hero isn't just fighting against nameless people anymore. And that's a valid strategy. However, the point where I think it goes wrong is that they get kind of lazy about it. It's like, oh, this hero has a nemesis, and that's clearly like all the emotional development that we need in the movie. Like we talked about the whole like Hawkeye idea earlier. And remember, one of the like main points of that story was that we purposely did not give it a villain. The main conflict in the story was how these people interact with each other in their identity as superheroes. And I think that's what a lot of like hero villain kind of stories are missing, is that you know, they don't understand that these people, they can't just fight each other because they hate each other. When you commit to fighting something like that, it's important. It's about the character stakes. It is about the character stakes. Oh, Joe kind of scared me for a little bit, actually. I thought he was aghast for a minute, and I was like, how? Where? Why? Huh? What? But yeah, just hero villain kind of stories and like superhero stories in general can be interesting. But you just have to understand what exactly it is that you're doing with the characters and how they interact with each other and when is like too far. I'm pretty sure that it's just gonna be like right here. Is this different on the other side? Oh, it might be different on the other side. The world is in danger again? Guess they better stop that bad guy. His son is expecting him to be home by 7 to read him a bedtime story? Boys, we gotta wrap things up. His son is depending on him. You know, yeah, it's just... It's about the closeness. Despite being, like... It's about being human in the face of, being human in the face of something that humans shouldn't necessarily have to worry about. You know, just one average human person should not have to worry about the fate of the world, really, in my opinion. I don't think that we should put that on any one person. So I think the beauty in those sorts of stories comes from finding the extreme humanity in it. Because again, these aren't just robots, these aren't just fighting machines, people. Well, maybe they are robots, but they better be, like, I don't know, sentient robots. They're not just fighting for the sake of fighting, they're fighting for something. They're fighting because they're human. We can put that burden on at least 2 persons. Exactly. I'm glad you agree, point blank. I'm so glad that you get it. Because we can put that burden on at least 2 people. And at least 2 persons, as it were. And just the humanity in it. The humanity in the people who are meant to take on burdens that are, I guess, slightly inhuman. I mean, that's thinking about it very philosophically. That's getting kind of deep, I guess. The fate of the world can definitely be on at least 2 people. Like, come on, we don't have to have it be 1 person. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with just enjoying the classic, like, action-y kind of fight stuff. I just think that maybe we should spread out a little bit in many things. Like, maybe you like the way that lots of hero villain stories are written, and that's alright. For me personally, for my taste, I think that I would like some variety in that. Have I done something here? Oh, I know what I've done. I've put a room full of chests where I'm supposed to put windows. So that's fun. That's chill. That's alright. Let's, there we go. Okay. Let's look at the front. Let's see how our Windows endeavors are going and how it's looking on the sides. What can I say? I like stories about humanity. I also like stories about inhumanity, but only mostly the human component of inhumanity. Speaking of funny numbers, I'm not at 69k Quimby coin. Oh. Okay, Mr. Milk. All right, I'm ready to see where you're going with this. Okay. Is this like a reverse psychology thing? It's like, oh, I'm not at this. Like, what's the vibe here? Ah. Oh, and you're now at 69k. I was like, you're not at 69k. That's an interesting statement to make. I can type sometimes. Aw, me too. Sometimes I certainly can type for sure. But hey, 69k Quimby coin. Funny number achieved. Congratulations, Mr. Maluk. That's a very funny number. That's a pretty hilarious number, as it were. I'm just very happy with the house. Like the way that's just coming along. It's looking so good. Let's just don't. Up. I would live in there. I would live in that house. Like, it's so pretty. It's just so large and majestic. Hi, large and majestic house. I like you a lot. Okay, maybe we should go up over here and add in the windows. It'll just be looking at chests probably, but that's all right. It's for the aesthetic. Oh, but maybe I should just take the windows off the other side. Oh, chat. That's I'm racked with indecision. If you like stories about humanity, check out the r/HFY subreddit, aka humanity. Okay, which are fictional, mostly sci-fi stories of the resiliency, uniqueness, and compassion of humanity in a futuristic or near futuristic setting with aliens, creatures, and other fantastical settings, contrasting with what makes humans human. That sounds pretty much exactly up my alley. So thanks for the suggestion, Point Blank. I will definitely take a look at that. Let's drink some water. Let's get some liquid going. Yeah, no, that sounds exactly like my kind of story. Not gonna lie, that's pretty much, yep, that's it. That's what I look for in a story in a lot of cases. So, man, I'm really getting soul read today, huh? I'm really just, you guys didn't have to, call me out that hard, but okay. That's chill, that's alright. Do I put windows all the way along the side out here? Just like the entire way across, or do I not do that? These are the questions that we ask ourselves late at night when there's no one else watching. We say, you see that house over there? You see how it looks? Do we put windows? Sleep time, ladies and gents, on. Okay, bye, Point Blank. Thanks for the soul reading story pitches, everyone. Looking forward to the future game night with Quimby Court, and hope you all will check out the 90% Railway South I built on the CSP. Yeah, I will have to take a look at that, because that sounds really cool. Yep, bye, Point Blank. Thanks for coming around. It's been lovely having you. Yeah. Bye, Point Blank. Bye. I'm doing a little wave here. Let's pop into F5 view really quick. Bye. It's been lovely having you here. Have a good sleep. Sleep well, Point Blank. Let's think about windows. I don't know. Have I said goodbye requisite enough times? Have I done the farewells properly? I'm so bad at knowing when it's time to finish saying goodbye and keep on with my day. It's rough. Alright, so I could just keep doing the like every other thing across the entire second floor. It'd be a lot of windows to be sure. But at the same time, that could also serve to like represent my wealth, because if we're we're still in 1875, so having a large amount of glass in a structure is a point in my favor for being like uber rich. I say, oh yeah, we're set in 1875. Sorry, I just realized I was like standing here looking very seriously at this building that I carefully researched to try to make more period accurate, and then just hey Joe, hey buddy. Anyways, back to windows. We can be a little historically inaccurate as a treat. See, I could take this all the way down. I mean, I could just do it, and then if we decide we hate it later, just change the entire thing. That's, that's an option. Those are choices that I have, chat. Man, I am, like, it is good to finally, like, put in a solid day of work on the house, though, because it's just been in this semi-complete state for ages. It's just kind of been sitting here being like, oh, would you ever consider maybe finishing me up? Would you ever maybe consider having me not just be a giant box in the middle of town? And I was always like, maybe later, Grandpa. Maybe some other time, okay? And it was like, oh, well, okay. I guess I'll just continue being a giant box in the middle of town. And but now it's not that, and that makes me happy. I'm going after it. I mean, we've now immediately encountered the issue that I've run myself into cobwebs, but also that the next area, like the next spot where the windows would be, is covered by the wall. I did not have windows in mind when I was making the interior rooms, which was bad design choices, but So chat, I'm wondering, maybe instead of doing like the every other windows here, what if we did an every two kind of situation? We might still end up in this situation here, but I feel like, I don't know, it looks a bit busy with all the windows. We want this to look like a grand, like, manor home, not some sort of, like, corporate entity kind of thing. So I'm thinking it would probably be better to just change the entire window scheme. I don't think I want to increase the width of the windows. I was thinking about it for a second. I was like, maybe 2 wide windows, but, I think ultimately, no, not that. Because if we did 2 wide windows, then the top and the bottom layers may look kind of off. Here, I'm just gonna dismantle all of this, and then remake it later, because I will throw off my counting if I try to preserve what I've got. I need to start fresh. Bop. Oh, I know it's very late, but, it's probably been like an hour since the question was asked, but favorite cartoon characters. I'm a big fan of Marco Diaz from Star vs. the Forces of Evil. Star vs. kind of went off the rails a little bit towards the end of the show, but in like the first 2 seasons, Marco was just consistently a really good character. He was like well written, he had some interesting character arcs, was just a sweet lad all around. Very, very good character. One of my favorites from that show still. Like, again, the ending got a bit wild. I wasn't in love with the direction they took the 3rd season, but I understand what they wanted to do with it. But Marco Diaz the man. Marco Diaz the man. That's really how he is. He just does the things, and he constantly has $650 on him. Which was my favorite running gag from the show. Additionally, Tom. Oh, Tom. Oh, yeah. Tom deserves the absolute world. Tom just, here, what if I literally just do that? I'm just literally gonna do that. Yeah, Tom Luther deserves so much. He deserves so much. And the writers did him so dirty. Chat, that if we're gonna get into it, if we're gonna like get into the whole thing, I hated the decision to have Tom and Star get back together. It just felt like such a backslide in both of their characters. Because, I mean, here we have, like, Tom, who's been learning how to move on. You want actually canon? Wait, hold on. Sorry, I'm gonna read it and then read it aloud. You want actually canon? No one can change my own content for Star vs. the Force of Evil, which is great. See Mooring Marks comics on Tumblr. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna maybe take a picture of the name and look that up later. I was like, actually canon, and it's like, oh, it's like, haha, clearly actually canon, you can't change my, yeah, okay. Bop. Because it was such a backslide in both of their characters. Because Star at that point was like, nope, she was like, I'm moving on from Tom, he's my demon ex-boyfriend that I, don't really need. And just when they started dating again, I was like, It's just so good it should be canon. Aw, yeah. Anyways, on to the character analyses for Tom and Star, yeah. It's just, I mean, we knew they were an endgame at that point. We knew that they weren't gonna be, like, the ship. So it just kind of felt like a slow decline of, like, ugh. And it was clear that, I don't think that they were ever even really that good for each other. Like, they weren't toxic. I will say that. They weren't toxic for each other. They weren't bad. They just weren't... I didn't feel a lot of chemistry between them. It just sort of felt like a relationship that had happened, and now they've both kind of been moving on in the future. That's the look. That right there is the look. That's the one that we want. It's just... me being like, just switching right back into character analysis. Sorry, I need to drink some water. Okay. They'd moved on from each other. I don't think they even really worked that well together in the first place, but they'd moved on. They'd been so many other places in their life, and for them to just get back together like that, it just felt so cheap. I think it would have been interesting to have them get back together if it was very organic and gradual rather than suddenly they're together again sort of thing. I mean, like, it'd be interesting to see them actually get to know each other. Okay, yeah, that's fair. I was gonna say that, I don't know how they could have made it more organic or gradual, but seeing them get to know each other could have been good. It's kind of rough because they, already knew each other pretty well, clearly, at the start of the series due to, them, like, having dated and stuff. So, but them getting to, like, re-know each other could have been cool. And just, I don't know. But you're right that the sudden, oh, and now they are together kind of thing really just threw the entire vibe off. It was like, wait, hold on. There wasn't even any, like, foreshadowing that this was gonna happen. It's just all of a sudden, oh, we've worked out our issues and we're actually dating again. And again, by that point, we knew that the ship was an endgame. We knew that it wasn't, like... there were all kinds of stuff going on. The Blood Moon Ball, for goodness sake, had happened. Along the same lines, Kelly. Oh, Kelly. You're right, they did Kelly so dirty. They just curb stomped my girl, Kelly. She was so good. Just such a good character, and then suddenly it's like, wait, hold on, what? No, all the different, what, huh? Her entire character just felt so confusing. Like, are we supposed to like her? Are we supposed to dislike her? I feel like I like her, but at the same time it feels like you're setting me up to dislike her. What's going on with her and Marco? I miscounted right there. Chat, how do we feel about going and fixing some windows? I'm glad I caught that right now and not later. That'll probably work. Let's fix you up. Let's get you all fixed up. I'm so sorry about that. Let's just take these down. Oof. Yeah, no, I loved the first 2 seasons of Star Versus. I see where they were going in the end, but I feel like they needed to do more work in the previous seasons to build that up. It's like, you know, the first 2 seasons were very much kind of episodic, just adventures. It had a very different vibe, you know, they'd just like be casually fighting like the minions of, oh gosh, why am I blanking on his name suddenly? The like main bad guy of the first 2 seasons. You know, it just was such a different vibe, and then all of a sudden we're doing like all kinds of weird different stuff, and the characters are changing and the vibe of the show is changing, and they're no longer just casually fighting evil kind of stuff. Ludo, yeah, okay, Ludo, yeah, it was Ludo. You know, they're just, Ludo would just have his minions show up every once in a while and they'd fight them. And that felt really chill. That felt like just, this is our thing that we do kind of stuff. And then suddenly they're not doing that. We don't have that same like regular recurring villain anymore. The thematic content of the show is getting more intense, but like, I don't feel like there was a lot of build up for that. Like they like the toffee thing suddenly being very dark, that was good. But when you do something like that, it needs to be like a one-time trick. Just let them be, let the show be suddenly dark, just like this one time, and then after that we got to get back to the regular mode. Maybe you can work the show into being a bit darker later, but just you can't just you know. You can't just suddenly change the entire vibe of everything. Now I'm mad that one's off balance. Close cousin to my Let Kids Be Kids agenda is also Let Guys and Gals Just Be Friends agenda. The first couple of seasons, I generally hoped Starco was an endgame, because let them be friends. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. You know, I'm actually legitimately not quite sure on what my feelings about Starco was. Maybe I need to make like one in the middle be off-centered. Wait, sorry, I'm gonna count and then I've got some thoughts to say. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. So 13, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. If I shifted 7 over 1 and then added in another and then moved everything over here over 1, that would still be off-centered. There's 3 on the outside. What I need there to do is I need there to be 4 on the outside and an extra bit in the middle, I think. So maybe I need to remove 1. Let's just start by removing this half of the stuff. Okay, maybe a hot take from Old Man Malouk. So, okay, on the subject of Starco, I'm actually legitimately not sure if I ever actually shipped it or if it's just what the fandom, like, wanted and expected kind of thing. Because by the time that I, like, heard about Star Versus and had, like, started watching it and stuff, you know, everyone was, a lot of people were like, oh yeah, like, it's gonna be Starco, and they'd maybe even started to, like, work in some things. I was like, oh, this is just, like, what's gonna happen. Like, looking back, I'm not sure if I ever actually wanted them to get together or if I just knew that was going to happen, so I fought against anything that made it look like it wasn't going to happen because I knew that it was ultimately pointless. Like, I don't know, maybe if Starco hadn't been, like, clearly endgame from the first bit, I would have liked the Star Tom, redating story. What would that be called? Like, getting back together kind of story? Maybe I would have liked that if I just hadn't been aware from the very, very start that it was not going to happen. I was like, because I remember, like, when it started happening, I was like, oh, come on, it's not even going to be the end thing. Like, why are we doing this? Why are we following along with this whole thing? And so I think that made me very antagonistic against the ship. Tom Star makeup maybe. Yeah, I think that would probably be the right word for it. I think honestly, probably maybe the best ship would have been Tomko. Tom and Marco just had impeccable chemistry. And yes, I'd then be messing with the let bros be bros kind of thing. Because they did have a beautiful bromance. But at the same time, I just felt like I could see them being in a romantic relationship without that ruining their, like, friend chemistry that they had. Whereas, you know, when Star and Tom and Star and Marco started dating, then that started to mess with their friend chemistry. Let bros be bros. Oh yeah, I do agree that let bros be bros should also be a thing. Like, just let people be friends. Yeah, but no, it's just I could see Tomko not being as messy as either like Tom Star or Starco was. Where it just felt like once they started to delve into like romantic relationships and stuff, they just went kind of off in their interactions with each other. But I don't know, I feel like I could see Tom and Marco just chilling, just being so chill, but also dating. And ultimately, I think that probably would have been the ideal ship, just because of how it, I don't know, it just feels so much less awkward. If Marco and Star could continue to just be like their weird little weirdo selves and dating, then I think that would be chill. And I don't know, maybe if they put a whole ton of character development into Tom Star, that could work. But just baseline what we got, I think Tomko is the best option. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we gotta get 6. Then that would be 7. This would be the midpoint. So if okay. Would have been cute. Star would have been the most hype wing woman for both of them. Yeah, she would have. You know, because Star is just very supportive of, like, friends. And, like, Tom and Marco are friends. And if they were friends who are dating, then I could see her just being like, oh, that's like so cool that you guys are dating and are also my friends. Let's maybe try that, and then just leave a suspicious gap in the middle of everything. Remember, chat, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. If we like it, we like it. If we don't like it, we change it. Yeah, that would have been cute. I could see that working real well. But again, they and chat, you have to admit they kind of debated us with it a little bit. Like the you know, the love sentence thing, like when they sang Too Little Too Late together, that was absolutely darling. And yes, it was just them being bros and making up, but like, you have to admit there was chemistry between those characters that could have worked as romantic chemistry, but they couldn't play it out because the Starco was endgame. Yeah, I think maybe that I could maybe add like a little decoration there in the middle or something, like maybe a line going to the top of the house or something. I don't know, but ultimately I just like having the sides not being off balance anymore. So that is, yeah, I think we're gonna run with that. Oh boy, the other side's gonna be a mess. The other side's gonna be absolutely horrendous. Yeah, just imagine, I don't know, Star being like, wow, my 2 best friends are dating. That's pretty chill. I think it would have been good. And I don't know, maybe that would have been awkward too. Maybe it's just the nature of those characters that they're awkward when in like a romantic situation. But I don't know, I feel like they could also not be that way. They could also just not be awkward. And that, I could see it working that way, but maybe the writers couldn't. Who knows? Oh well. Oh well. Oh, if we're gonna talk about people that the show did dirty though, Jackie Lynn Thomas. Okay, in the end she was okay. In the end she was alright, but when she was dating Marco, they did her kind of dirty. You know? In the end, I really liked how Jackie ended up just like with her French girlfriend. That was nice. But up until that moment when it was like, oh, Marco's dating Jackie Lynn Thomas, but clearly he's actually also in love with Star. That just felt like a little, as it were. That felt a bit off, is how they say it, I guess. Just let Jackie Lynn Thomas have her French girlfriend and just leave it there. I did like how they had her be the one to walk away, though. It wasn't Marco deciding that, I can't do this anymore. It was her being like, listen, you're just not invested in this. This relationship that we've got going on, you're not here for it. And so we just need to not. I did appreciate that she was the one who made that decision. That felt like some good character stuff for her. But boy, did they do her dirty for a bit there. I never wanted her and Marco to end up dating in the first place. I like Jackie Lynn, but again, this could come back to my whole like thing about Starco, where it was clearly endgame. Jackie was the chillest to the end. She was the chillest to the end. Yeah, maybe I could come back to my whole thing about like knowing that Starco was endgame, and so nothing else would really work out. But just when they started dating, I was like, but why would they do this? Why would this be the way that they take the thing? Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I gotta do 2 more. It's just I know, chat. It just felt like one of those shows where they so clearly had what they wanted to have happen in the end that some of the middle kind of got lost there. And that feels very sad to me, because it was such a good show and I liked the characters a lot and they had some cool dynamics and some cool chemistry, but then just in the end it just wasn't there. It just I don't think it could have, like, I don't know, happened really in a lot of ways. I don't know I'm exactly what I'm saying, but I guess just it's sad when there are shows that you can tell that there are a lot of potential for, but then they like make some writing decisions that are tough. Shipping is fun, but when it comes at the expense of the characters instead of to highlight or add certain dynamics, then it can be disappointing. Yeah, it's like the classic failure of the will they won't they. Because if the only reason that we're watching the show is for the will they won't they, then that's not great writing. You know, that's if we're only sticking around because we want to see if the characters will end up together, then that means that the show isn't interesting enough to hold our interest organically. And so at that point it's like, maybe you should take a moment, consider some things, consider your purpose here, and then we'll talk, we'll get back to you. Cause I got caught in a cobweb. Excuse me, pardon me. But it was just like, yes, why would you... It was beautiful, it was so good, why would you mess up what you've got going? Because thinking back, like, the vibe of the first 2 seasons was so very different from the vibe of the last 2 seasons, you know? Just, the first season was so chill, fun times with a person who's not from Earth going to Earth. That's kind of cool, that's kind of wild. Oh, we're fighting like monsters every week. That's fun. We've got fun little storylines about, like, I don't know, friendship and character dynamics and stuff. And then we kind of lost that a little bit. And it's sad because that's what got me into the show, just the chill, fun, let's just fight some monsters times, but also be involved in this whole, like, magical world. I liked the deeper stories, because the one about Marco earning his dimensional scissors, that just is to date one of my most very favorite, like, storylines, in like singular contained storylines, because of the way that they played it and the way that they like made it affect his character and stuff. That was beautiful. That was gorgeously well done. But for the most part, I just liked it being kind of chill, kind of silly, kind of wild. Yeah, shipping is fun, but it should not be the basis of your entire show. Because there's more to life than this. Shipping is fun, but it just doesn't exactly hold the interest, as it were. Like, you remember the old, I don't know, all those old shows where they'd have a will they won't they. They'd have to drag it on for so long and do many crazy convoluted things because, you know, we all know that they're gonna end up together, but at the same time, will they end up together because they're oh my gosh, it's so hard, we're so frustrated, just get to the point. And then, like, the second actually happens, everyone dips because the show wasn't that interesting in the first place, we just wanted to know about the characters. I've got lots of feelings about that, chat, apparently. I wasn't quite aware that I felt that strongly, but, here we are. I really wish the bone meal worked on the nether wart. If bone meal worked on nether wart, I would be so happy. Maybe I should plant some, like, temporary nether wart fields. Maybe I should plant a temporary nether wart field by the skeleton spawner. Because, I spend a lot of time there these days. Ooh. My nether blocks are running out, which means... Chat, let's just take a second. Yeah, I gotta start my inventory a little bit, but also I think it's time to move some things from the factory that we've had sitting around there for a while. Chat, I left a whole bunch of netherrack in the factory, and then I haven't been able to retrieve it because I've never had, like, the chest space for it. So, this is good. This is very good. Just dropping some things off here, putting some stuff away. All this stuff I'm holding, let's just shove it in here. I'm gonna need to move that to the 420 chest room. That's fine. That's chill, that's whatever. Okay, but chat, oh boy. I'm pretty sure some of these have been emptied out. Oh, hello. Hello, okay. Yep. Yep. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. That is what is up, in fact. I just left a lot of netherrack out here. Okay. It's been sitting there for literal weeks. I have not touched those furnaces in weeks. Take that as you will. There was just so little space for anything anywhere. It was just so much, chat. There was just so much of it. Here, let's trade some of this iron out while we're out and about. Ooh, I need to check on the flower farm too. Oh, chat, we're like in the last little bit. I think we're gonna do some housekeeping while we're just walking around. I mean, obviously we've been doing housekeeping today with the whole, you know, working on the house thing. But we're gonna do a little bit of, I have so many masons. Just a little bit of the extra stuff. I'm dropping things. That's fine. Where are my iron boys? There we are. Should have at least one more. I'm pretty sure. Where are the iron friends? Where are the friends who use the irons? There should be a few more of you. I don't just have two. Where have they gone? Where are they? Oh, well, there's one. There's one. It's been a nice chill day. Yeah, I was feeling a chill day today. Like, had some lore yesterday and that was fun. I don't know, we've just spending a lot of time with, like, Joe recently, and Joe is great, but, like, sometimes it's nice to just do a little bit of the building, as it were. I think I've lost my librarian somewhere, and I'm not entirely sure how, but sometimes they just go away. Oh, I wanted to see if I could make it. Probably needed a bit more momentum for that. I should have one more. I can usually do like 4 trades with the iron boys. Where are my iron boys? I've already talked with you. Where's the other iron boys? Chat, I think I need to increase the population of my village soon. Because I've just got a lot of, yeah, many. I've got many, as it were. Oh, where have I been keeping? That's where we are. That's where all my glass panes go. Oh, hello. Looks like I need to move some things around just quick. There we are. And let's go ahead and drop out the scaffolding. I'm not going to be using the scaffolding for the rest of the today, you know. Just going to be checking on the flower farm, doing some things. I just need so much netherwort, chat. I need so much netherwort. I need piles and piles and piles of netherwort. I just keep thinking, chat, and like looking back, it probably wouldn't have helped that much, but there was just a time there where I was like, yeah, I've got like I've got like 18 stacks of netherwort. That'll probably be enough to last me for a while for whatever I need. And then I'd go through the secret lab, and I just wouldn't harvest the netherwort even though it was fully grown because I was like, I don't really need it that much. I was wrong. I was very extremely incorrect. I needed the netherwort, chat. I needed it desperately. Yeah, maybe I should make like a temporary field or something. That'll just get me lots of netherwort. I'm thinking about taking some netherwort up to the skeleton spawner because I've been spending a lot of time there recently due to the, you know, the necessity to get materials for Joe. So maybe I should just do some work while I'm there, you know, get some netherwort grown. I've got lots of iron now, so that's lovely. Let's go find our iron boys. Armando the armor has just been chilling in City Hall for ages. He's just been sitting there forever. I feel kind of bad about that. I wonder if he's like still in mourning. He's just been hanging with the axolotls, and on one hand that's kind of wholesome, but on the other hand, like, are you okay? Are you all right, Armando? Here, let's go talk to him while we wait for it to be, you know, time for the work. Maybe I should make him a blast furnace up here so he can, like, look at this guy. You doing all right, Armando? I don't understand what you've been trying to do out here, but yeah, maybe I should make him a blast furnace. All the axolotls seem to be doing pretty well, though. Who's Deputy Mayor Ambystoma? Where is Susan? Susan Ambystoma! I like Susan Ambystoma. Because, yeah, you haven't had a tool block in a while. I just feel really bad for Armando. He's just waiting forever for something, I don't know. Yeah, there should be someone else in here. There should be a weaponsmith, right? Why do my villagers disappear? I've been trying to keep them not trapped because I feel like, I know, they deserve a little bit of liberty now and then. But at the same time, chat, they're gonna keep disappearing on me. I don't, you know? I don't know how much longer we can keep this going. Yeah, I could have sworn I had more than just you guys. And where did Clemens go to? Oh, I'm so sorry. I've got lots of iron, doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter, that's alright. That's alright. I should have a toolsmith here. Yeah, there are 4 of you. What is up with that? Yeah, I think I need to increase the population of the village. We had it a bit higher for a second there, but now it's kind of gone a bit downhill. Excuse me, I'm just gonna be trading with all y'all. I can afford more expensive iron prices. That's, yeah, I can. Still got a lot of iron, but let's go ahead and use up the rest of these bricks out here. 'Cause I feel like I need to make some more bricks. I don't know how much longer we can keep this going. Yeah, I could have sworn I had more than just you guys. Because the house has just been throwing me off the tiniest bit right now with, you know, how some of it does have the longer roof and some of it doesn't. And it just looks much better with the longer roof, so yeah. Let's go fix that up. I'm gonna need to add more windows to this place because first and third layer doing pretty alright. Floor. Second floor still kind of needs some help. Needs some assistance, as it were. Oh, where did I leave off? Oh, it was right here. Well, that's pretty easy. That's pretty alright. I hope I'm doing this properly. Something's up. I've done something wrong, I think, but I can't quite figure out what it is. That would probably be it. No, that's not supposed to be like that. Ah! I'm going after it. That's too precious. That's too precious. That is too precious. Let's see. That's it. Yeah, I've made that side too long. Okay. I see it. I see it. Don't you worry, chat. I see it. Let's get that fixed up. Taking out too far on the sides, that's the problem. So we gotta come over here. I knew it'd be a mess fixing this up. I'm alright with that. I'm going after it. That's too precious to leave. Excuse me, pardon me, just trying to get out of the cobwebs here. I sound grumpy, chat, but it's like a fake grumpy. It's like a slight disgruntlement. Yeah, okay, there we are. That's much better. So I might need to take it out one more. I'll figure that out later. Don't have the brain space for it right now. Let's just go fix that up. Okay, this was the section. This right here. I'm pretty sure. Please let this not leave off in a bad area. It's gonna leave off in a bad area. Well, I'll just have to remember that this is the side that we go to next. But let's take a look. Let's get a look from down below. Let's get a not bird's eye view, chat. Let's get a ground's eye view. Oh yeah, there we are. See, the side with the extended roof just looks so much better. Okay, well, that's probably gonna be the end of it here today, chat. It's been a good day. It's been a really fun, chill stream, you know? I got exposed as a middle child. We talked about things. I gave you guys my ideas for a screenplay, you know? All good things. The house looks much lovelier now, too. Again, earlier it was just kind of big box. Now it is a manor house. Yeah, okay. Let's bop off the armor. I'm legitimately just so proud of how this looks right now. It's just so pretty. Alright, but let's switch into F5 and go for a farewell. Yeah, thanks for coming around today, guys. I thought it was lovely. I hope you did as well. I can talk. I'll be back tomorrow. I stream Monday through Saturday, starting at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Sorry, the Eastern time zone. Might be working on Joe tomorrow, might be doing some other things, but yeah, I hope to see you there. Yeah, see you tomorrow, Mr. Milk. Okay, bye guys, bye. Farewell. have a good rest of your time zone appropriate time, day, morning, evening, whatever it is for you. Currently, I'll be stuck in editing land all today, but for those of you on the CSMP, I'll probably try to bop in and see if I can take a look at what you guys have been up to soon. So, bye! Okay, I need to actually say goodbye. Alright, see you next time. Bye, guys.